Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Council of Creators, episode 32, Chainsaw Reacts. For the first time on Council, Kyle Katarn is here. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Hello there.
No. Ronin is
Happy
here.
to be here.
Yes, Ronin is here, and Shane is back. Welcome, guys.
What's up, Shane?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So,
It's been a quiet week.
It dropped. Yeah, no. How's everybody doing? Good?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just admiring all your stuff behind you, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
While you're gone, like, oh, that
My
awesome.
background's kind of distracting. Sorry.
Glorious.
No, good distraction, I think. All them helmets, man. Jealous of all that.
Here's my great shame is that I ran out of shelves, and so I've got a whole second row of helmets just like sitting on top of them up there.
Are you gonna have to build like a third shelf at some point?
Well, so they're 4-tier bookshelves. I've actually ordered 3 5-tier bookshelves. So I'm just gonna get that extra shelf. Just
Okay.
switch them out.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
Might
I
as
wish I had
well,
that
right?
kind of money.
Well, I mean, it's not like they're going to be high quality. We're talking
okay.
like IKEA bottom shelf with some lights on them. If it looks good, that's all that matters, right?
Make it look fancy.
collection.
You don't want to lean on those. I'll just say that right now.
Yeah,
if there's an earthquake, I'm in trouble over here.
Yeah, I mostly collect like Funko Pops. Right now, I'm not because I'm dealing with getting a new house and trying to get out of here. So, yeah, but
Just
I've always
build a
been
house
scared
out
of
of the
Funko
Funko Pops.
Honestly, it just seems like such a deep ocean. I know I would be drowning.
Funkos.
I started collecting because there's just so many there.
There's so many Star Wars.
Everything. Like,
Mhm. Like I think they had like some back in 2011 when they first started. Like they have like forever old. Yeah, Funko. Like it's
I think Star Wars was one of the first Funkos, one of the first themed Funko lines they did.
I think so.
Right
I
out
would
of
not
the
be
gate, one of
surprised.
the first.
Yeah.
I know one of the ones that are hard to get now are the Watchmen series. Like they only made a few, and it was right when the movie was coming out. And those are
the
going
movie
for-
one, right?
Yeah, from the movies. And I was just like, I look at those numbers, and I'm like, man, I love everything in the collection, but I could pay a bill or two with only one of those.
Oh yeah.
Everyone laughs at collectibles until like a couple of years have gone by and you're trying to get one. It's like, oh man, I really should have spent that $8.99 at Target when I had the chance. Because it's like $100,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes impulse buys are the right way to go. And I'll just, if there's not enough evidence behind me that's the way, that's how I feel.
Dude, right now, the X-Men 97 figures are some of the toughest things to get right now. I was at a con recently where like you couldn't find a Wolverine, a Rogue, or anything like that. And if you did, they would be up already on eBay for $80 or plus. Like twice, 3 times the normal retail price. And it's just like, that's madness.
I feel mixed emotions when I pick up collectibles online because I know there's a really good chance I'm buying it from a scalper. And I'm giving more money to the guy that was 2 people ahead of me in line at Target, and he's the reason I didn't get one at retail in the first place, And now I'm giving him more of my money.
Yeah. Well, the inflation is so ridiculous because like when Stranger Things season 4 came out, the Eddie Funko Pop was blowing up, and then it died down. Like people stopped caring about it. It was like over $100 at one point to get it because you couldn't find it anywhere. It's ridiculous. I mean, even Wizard of Oz, like they just really recently released like new updated figures, but the original line from over a decade ago, like $100,000 to collect.
Oh, sure, yeah. As soon as something discontinues, it automatically jumps up like a little bit, and then with time, it just ticks higher and higher and higher.
I bought a I Love Lucy set of Lucy and Ricky, and I don't actually look at how much those are going for. But I remember I haven't seen those in a while. I know there's a Mr. Rogers neighborhood one that I'm dying to get one of these days, but I'm like, that's like $50 right there.
I have the official Kiss band Pez dispenser set. First one they put out. It's it's in a storage unit. It's not like on display or anything. But like I'm waiting for the day. I'm waiting for the day
to put it somewhere. Yeah. Now, he's backstage. He's
there you
serious. Oh, I froze. Yeah, that happens. My internet and also storms are coming through.
Can only mean one thing.
Yes.
Invasion.
Yes. Aaron, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. What's up, man?
Okay, fantastic. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Glad you were able to stop by.
Yeah, me too. I'm not at home right now, so I'm in my car, so it's kind of impromptu. Yeah. Yeah.
You look like you're ready to give a long rant about society.
I might be, yeah.
That's why he's in
Everybody just get along.
Everybody, please.
Setting for that, you know.
Yes, everybody just get along.
We were talking about Funko Pops and collecting. Do you collect Funko Pops or anything, or what?
I do actually. It's kind of a bad. It's like I hate that I collect so many of them, but I literally cannot help myself if I see one that I like.
Oh yeah, same here.
I can't help it.
I at one point I used to check constantly, like updated, like okay, what are new figures coming out? I need to know.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah. It was bad.
That's me. That's me with the Star Wars Black series.
The Black series.
Collecting. It really gets to a borderline place where like I feel the same mix of emotions I do whenever I buy a pack of cigarettes. You know, I'm like, I really shouldn't be doing this, man. I'm like, gotta get those troopers. Got to get that new.
Acting like it's an addiction, like, you know, I really don't need it. But I mean,
taking it out. Dude, anytime I'm like, what am I doing in my life, man?
Yeah.
Anytime I've seen your videos, Kyle, I always look in the background and I am insanely jealous of every helmet that you own. I'm like envious so much.
It's the big collection. It's what I got. You weren't here when
I'm trying to convince my.
Look at this. A whole second row.
Oh man. Oh, I love that. I'm trying to convince my wife to let me build a wall into our apartment with just like for collectible stuff, and my convincing isn't going great so far. So
is that why you're in the car right now?
yeah, I'm kicked out. Yeah, I've been excommunicated to the car. Yeah.
So Evelyn says, "Stop buying Funko. Let's do something really unique." I mean, that's a fair point, but once you start getting back into it, it's kind of hard to like stop yourself. You know?
Yes.
I sold a big amount of Funkos when I was clearing out like room. I was just like, I'm not even looking at these figures anymore. I'm like, best I sell it to like one of those vinyl stores, and hopefully some kid there was like, I'm looking for that Eben Moss from Infinity War Funko. Here, I'll get it. Be like, all right, here you go, kid. But I'm like,
nice.
And I even a month after I sold all that stuff, I literally just got him. I was walking through a store and I saw Invincible Funkos. I was like, oh yeah, God,
and then the itch came back.
And then I was just
you got it.
And what's killer, and I talked to somebody who also collects, is that like if you're at a con or you're at a store and you only see two of the type of toy you want and you don't get it, and then you see how much the prices are when you go to eBay or not, you live with that guilt of like, regret, I didn't get it when it was cheap, or I shouldn't have gotten it. What I do nowadays, I try to tell myself is like, buy it at a store that it's returnable and you keep it safe. And if you really need the money and change your mind, here's the receipt. Here you go. I didn't bend it. I didn't forge it or whatnot. It goes back to the world, and I can live peacefully.
Totally.
That regret is killer, man. Oh,
ooh, Marvel Legends. Yeah, I used to collect them like when they first started.
Yeah,
I still have them too. They're in storage right now. Like,
I'm guilty of like I went through my Funkos when I moved, and I like looked through all of them, and I was like convinced I had one that was like $200 or $300. I was like, I know it's worth that much. And then I went on the website and it was like $1.50. I was like, you got to be kidding me, man.
No.
I'm so mad.
The potential value of my Star Wars collection is probably like tens of thousands lower than it could be because I've played with all of it. Nothing's mint. Like everything's been touched. Everything's been open. Accessories have been lost because like most of it comes from my childhood, except for like the contemporary pieces. Like a lot of the stuff on the shelf, like all those books. I bought them when I was a teenager. I've bent the spines every which way. Like,
yeah.
And that's the thing about like the Funkos. Like I have a friend who's like madly into the Funkos, and he has so many, and he kind of treats it like stocks, you know? Like if he wants to take a trip somewhere, he'll sell a couple Funkos, free up some funds, and like do something, and then like recoup it later. That's like currency to him, you know?
That's how figures in my Funkos now. I'm like, okay, if I don't need this, I'm not touching or seeing anymore. I'm like, all right, I could sell this and I could buy some equipment I need or a new mic or whatever. When I'm like, all right, here, move on with that. To me, the thing that, and I think I told you, Kyle, when I met you, was like your concept art prints. Those are the ones I'm like, I like them. Like, ooh, that's nice. I'd love to have some Doug Chang or some Christian Osman prints up on my wall and whatnot.
That's I'm glad you brought that up actually, because I was going to talk about that. That's my biggest collection, and no one ever gets to see it because it's not on camera. But I have like dozens and dozens of framed concept art pieces from not just Star Wars, but I've got a bunch of like vintage Magic the Gathering illustrations, old D&D rulebook prints, paintings from like Larry Elmore, Keith Parkinson, people like that, covering the other room, like the room down the hall. Just concept art, man. That's my true addiction right there. I can't.
The maps, dude. Your Middle Earth maps are the ones I'm like.
And that's worse than Funkos, let me tell you, because first you're buying prints and then you're buying frames.
Yes.
No, yeah, frames. Yeah.
Like buying display pieces for every piece of in a collection, man, it's a rough road. I wouldn't, maybe would have done it differently if I could start over.
Yeah,
it's too late now.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Ronin, you brought up going to cons and like trying to buy things there. Do you do kind of what I do? So like I'll go to a con for 3 days, and day 1 is recon, right? I'll be like finding things I want to buy, but I'm not going to spend any money yet. I'm just like making a note of where everything is.
Yeah.
Tuesday, like the next day is usually like panels, hanging out with people and stuff. And then when everything's closing up, I'll like go around and execute and just like buy everything that, because I've had 24 hours to think about those things now, and like wait out which, because you can't buy it all. You got to pick and choose.
Yeah.
But like I try to do my recon, and then on the last day, I'll like actually go and pick things up. Is that kind of the way that you do it too?
I do it that way. This past WonderCon, I helped out a friend who she had been her first time at WonderCon. She'd been in San Diego, but she'd never been at WonderCon. I told her it's in my opinion, it's less stressful, it's less bumpy. You don't have to hit shoulders with people, whatnot, and there's more space, and you could look at stuff, whatnot. But what I did was like, well, we could do if you want. We'll hit the floor and we'll just look. We'll look at stuff. We'll see if anything that we're interested in, whatnot. And immediately, 5-10 minutes into hitting the floor, I'm like, oh my gosh, giant size, that's my number 1. Oh my god, invincible. Oh my god, and I was just like, no. Like I just got here. I literally just landed here, not spending a dime. But what was killer this time is that we did the whole show until they closed. Literally, the doors were closing. And again, because that weekend I was on an X-Men high, and there was a panel, and I was just like, I gotta get. I was like, all right, let's just go look for one place. I went to this booth, and I was let me look around, and I found these 2 issues of X-Men. It's 2 Kitty Pryde and Rogue issues, and I was just like, nice. It cost me $50, $70, and if I don't get them right now, someone's gonna buy them, and they're gonna get an offer, and I gotta cover stuff. I was like, and then I looked behind it, and I was like, $12, $18, $30. I'm like, this is real? And the vendor was like, yeah. I'm like, I'll get it. $30. And I was like, hopefully the story is good. Some of the best $30 I ever spent in my life. And it was glorious. But yes, for anybody who hasn't attended cons or has been a while, Sundays is the less busy day because usually panels and signing, but it's the day of hunting, in my opinion. It's the day that
I'm a Sunday guy myself. Yeah.
The first are pivotal.
Yep. Well, my problem is I scope it out like you do, and then Kyle, and then like by Sunday I'm like, okay, I'm going to go buy the thing, and then it's gone. So in a way, it's kind of useful because I save money, but I'm also really bummed out.
Yes.
Well, Sunday also they're haggling. You know what I mean? Because the people that are tabling they don't want to haul everything back to the comic shop. They want to move as much of it as they can. So you can't
like get it out of here
on a Friday, but you can do that on a Sunday and on a Monday.
Oh yeah,
they will pay you to take it. Like if you can get that 4-day con, like I'm desperate by Monday.
I somehow lucked out because one thing I did hold out, and I saw it at my first day. I was like, that's more expensive. It's a hardcover, and it's. I'm like, I'll just. Please, comic gods, be on my side. And luckily, I came back on Thursday and I bought this Astonishing X-Men hardcover that I've been hearing about this run so many times. I'm like, you gotta read it. I was like, okay. And then I picked it up. Halfway to the airport, I was finished with it. And then on the plane, I finished. And I was like, oh my god! But I was also like, how many people passed on this? Did I dodge a bullet? Would it have cost me more? I did get it on a discount, so. Yeah, it's a complex thing where you don't want to open up your wallet too much, but also or that too soon. But it's how much is that stuff going? Like I said, the thing
it's like Aaron said, you've got to like feel out like how in demand is this? Is this going to make it till Sunday?
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's a factor too. Yeah. If it's one of a kind and it's like there's people lining up to look at it, like you should probably buy it here and now.
Now, Canadagraphs has a good tip. Just become trillionaires. We can just buy everything.
Oh,
why did I think of that?
Yeah,
simple. Yeah.
I've been going all around.
I mean,
if only.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy, right?
They never say never, right?
But look at that. I like that you brought that up. I feel like if someday somehow I tripped and I found $1 million or I won the lotto and I instantly started buying, how quickly within a week I bought everything I wanted. Then I'm like, well, that's it.
Man, I've heard so many like horror stories about winning the lottery and like I don't even know if you want that. You know, you'd get your Funkos, but like you'd get a whole lot of other stuff too that comes.
That you probably don't. You know? Yeah, that you're like, oh, I don't really need it, but I have the money to buy it. But you don't really need it.
Like the whole meme of like, I wouldn't tell anyone, but there'd be signs if I won the lottery.
There would be signs.
Yeah, there would be signs. Yeah, I wouldn't work anymore.
My house would suddenly be a Star Destroyer, and I wouldn't explain it.
I just wouldn't work anymore. That's just I know that for
in
a
my
fact.
2 weeks.
No, not even 2 weeks. Done.
Just
if I got $300 million, done. No more work.
Bye.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's like you could, if you live modestly, you don't have to work ever again. Like, Bill Gates lives in my city. He drives like a Volvo station wagon from like the 90s.
There you go.
He's like one of the richest men in the world, and he just sits on his.
I would just have a ton of 4K Blu-rays. That would be my problem. I would buy up all the 4K Blu-rays. There would be none left, and I would be happy. A
nice, very modest bungalow at the end of the long driveway with the fucking Argonath statues from Lord of the Rings on either side of the route. Like I said, there'd be signs. There'd be subtle signs.
Yeah,
subtle, little bit. It's a tiny bit, little bit. Like, oh, I think he's got some money, maybe.
My treehouse is an ATST. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But also, when it comes to collecting, the hunt is a little bit part of that. Which is why it breaks my heart when I realize to eBay, but sometimes eBay are sometimes cheaper than going to your local comic shop where they're bumping it up 2 or 3 times than what you could do on eBay, and you can clearly look whether it's something you want in that condition. But the hunt is something that is just as fulfilling as getting the item. The fact that, again, you walked a con floor for 3 days and at the end of it they had it and you're like, oh, glorious.
There's a journey.
Victory. Yeah.
Well, see, I don't know if it's the same.
Get it online,
I don't know if it's the same with you guys, but like whenever I'm at a con, I have this completely different like mentality. So I'll walk around and I'm like, I would never normally just walk into somewhere and buy a $200 sword. But because I'm at a con surrounded by other people like-minded, I'm like, you know what? I need a $200 sword right now.
No, that's
just for no reason.
Hell to that. I go with the vibes.
I don't know what it is. Like,
it's the
I'm just like, I need it right now.
Everyone's spending their money. Oh my god, I gotta spend my money too. I'll take 5.
Yeah.
I'm a simple-minded creature. I see a sword, I buy it at a con. I mean, like, you know,
it's just like when the gazelles start running, you run with them. You know,
I go with them. Yeah,
I'm not made of stone. I'm buying a sword too.
Yeah, I get home and my wife is like, "Where are you going to put that?" And I'm like, I didn't think that far ahead, but it's fine. Like, it's okay.
$300 sword mount that I bought with it. Like
that kills me.
Yeah, and then I get pulled, over, and the police officer's like, "Why is there a sword in the back of your car?" And I'm like, "Because my wife wouldn't let me bring it inside." So that's
Yeah. In the car right now because they got you pulled over and they're like, why is there a sword in the car?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's a fantastic idea. You know, sometimes you're behind someone in traffic, like a pickup truck, and you see a shotgun just like on the rack in that back window. You just have a bastard sword sitting there.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Unmistakable.
Yeah.
You're not going to have road rage.
It's the dark saber. Yeah.
The dark saber. Nice time.
Yeah, it's the dark saber. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the ruler of Mandalore. So you can't pull me over.
I figured you were. I figured.
Yeah.
He's back on the council. Been gone for a bit. Zack is here. Welcome, sir. And for the first
What's
time,
up?
Kernel is here. Welcome.
Yo.
Hello there.
How's it going, guys?
Hey.
I'm so happy that Chainsaw asked me back, but I feel kind of weird being on this episode of Council because I couldn't possibly contribute anything smarter than what you guys already have. There's no way. Like spending money on $200 swords, becoming a trillionaire.
You look like a guy who can't weigh in about collecting. Look behind you, man.
Yeah.
Look at that glorious collection. That's all.
I couldn't, man. I couldn't contribute anything about collecting.
No.
Foreign
never.
world.
Yeah.
I'm collecting junk that isn't mine in this room, as you can tell. This is none of my stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Chainsaw, you said you're working on moving soon.
Yeah, we moved from North Carolina to Michigan, and we're
nice. Congrats.
Finally, because I've been searching for a job for months. Finally, gonna get a home loan. Hopefully by next week, and we'll know.
Dude, this whole time you've been in the same state as me, and I had no idea.
Yeah, I know, and now I'm gone.
Yeah, and now you're leaving. Yeah,
I'm gone.
I had a friend who lived like in the same city as me, and I found out the week he was moving away. I was like, we could have.
Oh my god,
that sucks.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
It feels a little deliberate, to be honest.
I was right outside of Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Pretty much all my life. Yeah, pretty much.
Greensboro area for me.
Okay.
Oh, I went to school in Greensboro.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know how far that way is for me though, but yeah.
It's turning into a local podcast.
Yeah, and now I'm in a very small town in Michigan right now. So yeah, no one knows.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird, but you get used to it, you know. But I'm just happy to have a job because it took me forever. It took too long to get a job. That's the problem too. Because everyone's like, "We're hired, but do we
I'm
need
still
you?"
looking.
Yeah.
I'm still looking. So
really?
Yeah, it's tough. I get a lot of those like scam emails from like sales firms that are like, "Oh yeah, we're looking for anybody to fill these," and like I didn't apply to these blokes, so I'm sitting here like, what can I possibly contribute? I don't even know what you do. So
Exactly.
it's just one of those things. One of those things where I'm like, okay, I just got to be picky with where I put my resume in and slide it in. So
yeah, the same day I got a call to the place I'm actually working now. Same day I was called the day before. Hey, we want you to come in for an interview. But when I go in, oh, here's an application. I'm like, I thought I already applied. It turns out I didn't. It was a scam. So I literally was like, and it's asked for a social security number. Like, nope. And then I ran out of there fast. I was gone.
That's why you got to research the company before you slide a resume in.
Yeah, pretty much.
See how long they've been around.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's what I did, but still, yeah. How we doing? We're doing good. Thanks for asking, Draven.
What's up, Draven?
Is Draven in Disneyland again?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
He popped up on like Council a couple weeks back. He was in Disney World. He was literally like there. I'm like, is your wife okay with this? Or like, that was my worry. Like, really?
I'm just glad I could be on
mobile.
Yeah, I'm glad you're able to hang out, Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though you're in your car, like forced to be in your car.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's cool how much
I know. I look like the worst creator because like I don't have the nice setup right now. So like I'm like in my car and everybody else has the nice YouTube setup and like
you kind of have a bigger air of history than the rest of us though as well. Like
I could be anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like we don't know what really is going on.
Exactly. I could be filming a movie right now.
You got to preserve the mystery box, even.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like that. Preserve the mystery box.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You don't know what he's really doing.
Cool. You make a movie about it.
Yeah, I brought up movie.
Yeah.
I just moved. I bought a house in January, and I just had to move the collection. And I lived in the place before that for 8 years, and the collection has grown a lot in that time. And I really kind of underestimated it until I had to put it all in boxes and like get it shifted, empty out of storage space. Oh man, finally got it set up. After we renovated this house, put all white carpets in the downstairs.
Gotcha. And
it was like rainy and muddy when I had to move all the furniture in, so that was an adventure.
Oh god,
that is crazy.
Moving. I wish for you a more smooth move.
Yeah, because it's all still in boxes, so all we have to do is just take it out of the storage unit and then put it somewhere. That's all we have to do.
Move it from one storage unit to another.
Yep.
Pretty much because that's what the house is going to be, a storage unit. Like it's going to be okay.
It's just going to be an extended garage.
That's a fair point. I hope I don't end up in the garage. I don't want I want my own room, please.
I'm fearful that I would have to sell my stuff. I'm like, I have too much stuff, too many posters that I don't want to like move and like hopefully destroy.
My parents finally put their foot down and weren't letting me like store extra crap in their house anymore because they're like 2 towns away. So it's a feasible drive to just run over there and like sneak a box.
That's the same scenario I'm in. Don't feel bad because I just moved to a different city from where my folks used to live and I still have stuff over there, and they're like, "Hey, when you getting this?" I'm like, "When I get a bigger apartment."
Which is when is that going to be?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's a very realistic conversation for sure.
Yeah. When I get a bigger place, sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My parents were way too intense about it. They like took me out to dinner and like sat me down.
Oh god.
They were like, "Look,
like it's the mafia."
We need to talk about the boxes." I'm like, you just tell me to grab them. Like I'll happily grab them.
They didn't have to take you to dinner to try to butter you up. You're like, all right.
I thought they were
just done it
or something. I'm like, what the hell is this? It's like this huge presentation just to be like, come get your crap, please.
They gave Kyle the talk over a nice steak dinner.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah, the talk.
Talk about the birds and the bees and the boxes, apparently.
Yeah, but forget the first two, just the third one.
He's the gangster version of this. Be like, listen, either you go into the box or your shit is going in the box. Which is going to be when I was just like, no.
I don't want to go to the box.
No.
My dad basically pulled a Tony Soprano. He was like, I'm going to say some things.
What's in the box?
Oh,
What's in the
He's
box? Freaking tough generators that are 20 years old. That's what's in the box. No one needs what's in the box.
First time on
Including
council.
me.
Hope I pronounce his name correctly. Gibran. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I don't know if I am. Sorry, man.
No, you're fine. It's Jabron.
Gibran. Gotcha. See, I knew it was either one or the other. I'm like, you know what? It's gonna. I'm gonna have to guess it. We're gonna have to figure this out. What's up?
Not much, man. How y'all doing?
what's up, man?
Can't complain.
Talking collectible stuff. You know.
I heard that. I'm not a collector. My children,
No?
they'll give me a few little Funkos here and there, and they'll come back and destroy them and have to go back and fix them. So they think they're Legos. I don't know.
They think they're Legos. Oh, no. Oh boy.
I couldn't even imagine taking my Funkos out of the box. Like honestly,
Same.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
I have way too many of them, but at the same time, if I keep them in the box, how long is it until I run out of space? You know,
That's the real.
They take up more space in the box, but the value is there.
Gotta keep the box.
Yeah, yeah. There's some people that take it out of the box. I'm like,
Yeah.
I get it, but
Well, it's the
my
eternal
girlfriend takes them out of the
conundrum.
box. It drives me nuts. It drives me absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it's the eternal conundrum because you're like, do I take them out of the box and like actually enjoy seeing them, or do I leave them in the box and hope that one day I might sell them or something?
Flip 'em.
Like,
Yeah.
and people ask you, "Are you gonna sell them?" And I'm like, "No." Like,
I think that's the thing.
then why are
though,
you?
'cause, well, the value also stays consistent because if you take it out of the box, the value goes down
immediately.
Yeah,
That's
like,
true, yeah. But I'm never gonna sell them. Like,
That's
That's
the
why
thing.
the hot shots buy doubles of everything. One for
Yeah.
display and then one for potentially selling later, keeping it mint.
oh my god, that's a good idea. Don't give me
Oh,
that
and
idea,
also-
man. I
I
can't
mean,
spend that much.
it is, but it isn't, because like I don't know how much you spend on it anyway. Just doubling that, like that's
Yeah,
for
that's a
me,
lot of
anyway,
money.
That's untenable for me. Doubles of because I got every Black Series helmet they ever made back there. It's not.
Here's
Oh
how
my
bad it
God.
was.
enough.
There's a Funko store that's actually because we were visiting before we actually moved here to Michigan. There's a Funko store like 20 minutes down the road, and some guy he runs it part time and shit. It's a small place, but just stacked.
Is it like an official affiliated Funko like outlet?
He's bought a bunch of Funkos. It's all legit Funkos. He gets from a bunch of different places. People sell it and all that stuff. He has dealers and shit.
That's cool.
I spent
It's all legit.
I spent over $400 on Funkos.
Oh my.
no.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Captain, my Captain.
You were feeling that Comic-Con energy we were talking
Oh,
about.
yeah.
Well-
Everyone else is in there dropping bills. You're like, well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll buy
Damn.
some too.
two
sure.
of them were in like these like plastic boxes in the box itself. Like it was very protected. Like it
Yep.
was Creature from the Black Lagoon. And then there was
like
a
that.
very special edition Oliver Queen from the show Arrow that was only like at a certain con in 2015.
Nice.
I'm like, I have to have like it did I really know, but I had to at the time. Like,
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
yeah.
The only
That's
one that I
crazy
have a protective plastic case over is my Hannibal Lecter one because apparently that one's really rare.
With
Oh.
the face cover on.
Yep, that one. Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
it's so sick. I got it for Christmas one year, and I was like, how did you get your hands on this? Number one, number two, I'm not even gonna think about taking the plastic off because
No.
this thing is like
No way.
gold. If I need to, like, I don't plan on selling it, but in case, like, God forbid, if I ever need to sell it for a lot of money, then there it is. So,
That's whenever I go to San Diego Comic Con, I pass. I rarely get the Funko slots to buy something, but even then, I just pass the line. You can notice the line, or you can hear it from a distance, and I just pass. I'm like, I wonder how many of these people are gonna flip their double because people are gonna buy more than one. I'm like, I wonder who's gonna flip who and how much they're gonna go, and then we, at night, sometimes me and my friends be like, how much is this one going for? How much is this Iron Man going for now? And they're like $100, and it's just like, no gracias.
It's fun. I was at Emerald City Comic Con back in March, and same thing. All the booths said the same thing to me. They were all so unenthusiastic about Funkos, but they all had them. They were like, yeah, the Funkos is how we pay for our rent for being here. But what we're actually excited about is like this little shelf we have over in the corner with like our original artist's art. And then 2/3 of the booth is Funko Pops, and that's how they pay for their room and board. But like, it seems to be like a pay to play, like, oh yeah, sell some Funkos if you want to have booth space at the con. And then you relegate just like this tiny little sliver to the thing you're actually passionate about and want to show people. But I get it. It's a good business model. I mean, the Funkos are going to bring traffic into your booth.
Yeah.
I just found it interesting. No one there was enthusiastic about selling Funkos. They were all sort of like, yeah, it's a means to an end.
Yeah, because it's
And you can always tell which vendors are actually like selling the Funkos because they want to sell them, and which aren't, because they'll have like a section of Funkos, and then they'll have like knitted like t-shirt. They'll have t-shirts and like little handmade things, and then they'll just have Funko Pops. And it's like, yeah, those you're selling those to make money. Yeah.
I know
like
the
very,
only
very delicate floral elf art, and then like Funko.
Yeah,
Funkos.
Funkos. Yeah.
Wildly unrelated.
The only Funko I've ever considered, like calling a friend, be like, "Yo, can you get this one for me?" Because I don't like bother my friends for that. For posters, I can't, just because Mondo stuff and now Mutant Company are doing posters now. But I'm like, those are not. But I remember the only time I considered calling a friend, be like, "Can you try to get this one?" Is they did the you probably know, Kyle. They did a Grand Admiral Thrawn Funko for one of the celebrations back in the States when he was in Rebels. And there was a Funko, and I was just
that was
like,
Celebration Chicago, I think. Was
there we go. It was either that one or Florida, and I was just like, should I hit up? And then now I look at it, I'm like, I don't even want to visit. It's just too.
I don't even want to know how much that thing goes for now. I don't even want to know.
Oh
yeah,
like 1,000.
Easily.
I'll look it up for you. I know you don't want to know. But
if it actually ends up being 1,000, like I'll actually like, I don't even know.
Because the one Funko that I've bought in recent memory, and because I don't collect them, I do. Of all the obscure random things to collect, I collect War Dukes from Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, the original toy line. War Duke is like the weird, angry, evil fighter guy. Anytime he shows up in anything, whether it's an art print or an action figure, I pick it up, and that's the one Funko Pop that I have.
Oh, we lost him.
I think we lost. Yeah,
we lost him.
I think he got pulled over.
That's the one you're about Celebration.
Yeah,
that's the one. Yep.
$620.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
it's $400 off. I'll take it.
Yeah. That's pretty affordable. That's pretty affordable.
That's an international plane ticket right there on a good day.
Yeah.
If we become trillionaires, so like Canada Graph was alluding to,
suggesting just come get trillionaires.
I've been giving that some thought. I'm like, how can you become a trillionaire? And the best answer I've got so far is you take a billionaire in each hand and you just smush them together. Other than that, I don't know how you can even make a trillionaire. That's just too much.
You'd be a quadrillionaire.
This is the most expensive Funko Pop. It is a Willy Wonka 2-pack gold chrome golden ticket. This.
How much?
$163,000.
Whoa!
Golden ticket.
That's more than the Venus de Milo gummy bear from The Simpsons.
That is more than some houses.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it comes with a golden ticket. So
a lot of them, like in the 30,000s, 20,000s, are like Freddy Funko, like their mascot as different characters. Like as Venom is like 26,000, as Tony Stark metallic 38,000.
Damn.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Insane.
The hidden secret that no one seems to realize is that it is infinitely cheaper for you to just manufacture that Funko yourself at the professional level. You can machine that thing for under $500. $26,000, you could make one. Metallic, no problem. I'll make it. You know. Make it myself.
Add to cart. Just add it.
Just for later.
Now, if you were a trillionaire, Canada Graphs, then yes,
you could get it.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, no problem.
If I was a trillionaire, I would add Funko to cart, like the whole organization.
Just buy the whole thing.
Just buy the whole company. Become the chairman of the board.
To cart, now they are mine.
And then every single Funko Pop, you just have one of your own. Like, all right, that's mine.
Well, then the really insidious thing to do would be to like take a look at your own collection and discontinue all the ones that you already have to drive up the demand, and then just systematically discontinue ones you already have.
The market.
It's evil.
It would be funny though.
We're like Tommy Wiseau now, an endless pit of money.
Then refuse to sell any of them. Yeah, just stop selling Funkos. Like, we're done.
Yeah.
Do you have to be a trillionaire to be able to literally do like the swimming pool full of coins, or do you think billionaire is sufficiently rich to go Scrooge McDuck style?
You actually with.
I have a hard time quantifying visually how much.
If you dive into a pile of gold coins, it might actually kill you. I don't know.
How big? How big is the
swimming
swimming
pool? Black and blue climbing out of that pool. No questions asked. But like, how can you fill it up with a trillionaire?
How big and how deep is the swimming pool?
Olympic standard, I think.
You know
that's
what
Scrooge was jumping into. It looked like a pretty.
Okay, how much money does it translate to one gold coin? That's the question.
Let's say that one gold coin is $1.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like, because that's usually that's usually how it is.
Standard.
Like, those little gold coins are just equivalent to $1. They have like Sacagawea on it, but
Yeah.
I would say if it's Olympic standard, then Kyle, I would say a billionaire is sufficient enough. Don't ask me how I know that, but I think
He just
You're
cracked it
right,
on the
yeah.
head. He's like, I got it, figured it out.
Eyeballed it.
I
I wonder
imagine
if a
one of
swimming
us.
pool salesman has ever been broached that question. Like, how much cash can I fit in here?
How much money can I actually put
How much
in
loose
the
change
pool?
can I fill this to the top?
oh my
I don't know,
god,
can you? Like,
You know, there's people that have actually filled like those inflatable pools with like Coke, like they just pour like just like cans of Coke and stuff, like they just fill it up. It's
oh,
really
okay.
Oh, cans
Yeah.
of Coke.
Right,
Not
right,
cocaine.
right.
Not cocaine.
That one.
Okay.
Tony Soprano, Tony Montana style.
Yeah, that's
You don't do Coke in an inflatable pool. You do it in a bouncy house.
Coke.
Come on, that's some class.
Coca-Cola.
I would do it with Mountain Dew just to see what it look like. Just
You want to be
Mountain
like the little kid in Talladega Nights? You want to be jacked up on Mountain Dew?
Why
That's
not?
how you do it.
I already
That's how
am
you do it.
anyways. I
Yeah.
drank this energy drink earlier. Why not?
I just imagine someone trying to do what Kyle suggested about putting a pool full of gold coin, and they want to recreate the DuckTales intro, and they just play, life is like a hurricane, and then they just hit the thing, and they just
Local man dies. More at 7 p.m.
yeah, the
They
thing
do
goes
that on
out. the
Family
contract.
Guy.
Massive head trauma.
Yeah,
I'd like to see Quentin Tarantino direct a scene like that.
Well, then you know
Learn
they're just 2
to
feet
squirt
before
every
you get out of the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extreme close up.
Yep. Extreme
Um,
close up. Just yeah, that's it.
Thoughts on an Invincible game?
I may or may not try to invest in it. I know.
I may or may not.
No, because it was brought up to me, and I was like, "Really?" And a while back, Skybound had done that, where you can invest in the company and I guess own a portion of it. But I was like, I don't know if I should do the market stuff. But as a video game, why not? Because mostly all they've done is just mobile or like a novelization, like video game that they've done. So I'm like, I could see the Invincible.
I guess my
Doing
question
a
is, why do
AAA
they need it? Why do they need to fund it? Can't Amazon go to a AAA studio and get something going?
I was going to
Apparently
say,
it's not part of the
AAA
contract.
and crowdfunding are antonyms of each other, right? Like,
I guess.
if you
I
need crowdfunding, you're indie. If you are AAA, you are backed by a studio automatically. I thought maybe I have a wrong definition of what AAA games really mean.
That's probably why.
I would just assume if you were AAA, then you would be certified to fix a flat tire.
Ew.
But
I like that.
Oh my God! The guy shows up to your car and he's like, "I'm sorry, you didn't buy the season pass." He just drives away.
Yeah.
you didn't
I'm
buy-
sorry, I cannot tow your car, sir. I'm not AAA.
Sorry, man, you didn't pre-order. I'm putting this tire iron away. I'm getting out of here.
Can I renew? Can I renew? Call this number.
What have I done? What have I done?
Yeah, it might be that because I mean, technically, Skybound under the Image banner is still like an independent company and whatnot. So that might be the reason why. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm considering it. That did pop up, and I'm like, I'd like to be a part of Invincible in some way. But
Next we
How
find
many
out
seasons are out?
Ronin gives a grand. Like,
Two.
here you go, guys.
Two.
Just
Okay, I have not started watching yet. I feel like the biggest fraud in the world because
No,
at Comic-Con many years ago. Well, listen, at Comic-Con many years ago, I met Robert Kirkman, and he was signing stuff, so I got him to sign my Walking Dead trades because, of course, I did.
Yeah.
And then I just grabbed Invincible issue #1, had him sign the trade of that, and I still haven't read it. This was like 10 years ago.
Can we cancel you now?
Yeah.
Or-
I feel like I deserve it. I feel like it's pretty shameful, but I'm itching to watch it. I'm going to react to it on my channel. I think
You need to watch it, yeah.
Right
You
moment
need
to.
It's something worth checking out, Kyle. Funny enough, I was fortunate enough as well to meet Robert Kirkman at last year's Comic-Con, and I was helping out with press for another channel and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go meet Ryan Ollie, the artist, and get him to sign stuff. And as I was putting my stuff in a backpack, I turned around and they were wearing masks because still it was COVID times and like trying to not get sick. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's Cory Walker and Robert Kirkman. And they had a moment where they hugged Ryan Ollie, and I think they were just like, be like, man, look at us, Invincible's flying off the walls and cool. And I just stood there and I almost cried a little bit. I was like, should I take a photo? I'm like, no, this is their moment. I'm not gonna do that. But instantly when they stopped hugging, I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I know you're trying to be incognito, but I don't think I'm gonna ever meet you again like this. And I didn't have any of my Invincible books. I was so disappointed in myself. I left all my omnibuses in the hotel because I couldn't get to his signing. And I was like, I have my badge. Can you please sign my badge? And like, sure. And they signed it and we took a photo. And I was like, how the fuck did I do that? And how random did it appear after a signing of Ryan Ollie and nobody swarmed them? Like they put their mask on and they went out of the way. And I was just like,
that was the stars aligning for you, man. That sounds so special. Like you got to be a fly on the wall of like a private moment between them two, like with each other. That's more special than getting a one-on-one. I think.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yes, read it and watch it. What I would suggest is that watch, I don't know, Chainsaw, what do you think? Should he watch the first season and then read up until season 1 ends, or should he do a reverse it?
Well, here's the thing. Once you watch the show, the actual comic is a little bit different.
Sure.
So,
I figured it would be an adaptation. How far into the story does the first trade get me anyway? Because that's all I have.
If it's the is it the hardcover or just regular trade paperback?
Regular trade paperback.
If that's the first 6 issues, maybe 10 issues, maybe half of season 1. I know.
Okay, but it's a decent chunk. It's a decent chunk.
Yeah, I know that. Like, what did I get? I got the big omnibus one, and that covered basically season 1 up until the last frame of season 2. So I'll sit with that one, but it's like you know, there's some stuff they did switch. But yeah, I would figure, because I saw the show first and then instantly caught up with the comics up until now where the show's at. So give it a whirl. I mean,
I'm excited to get started on it. It's just been like a schedule thing for me.
If you're gonna react to it,
I'm gonna react to it on my non-Star Wars channel, which is called Grizzled Wizard, by the way, in case anyone doesn't know.
Yeah.
React to it, and then once you're done with the first 2 seasons that are out now, then go read up to that point. Because it's probably better for you to experience, because if you read the book first and go in like, oh, I already know what's about to happen, or I've already seen this, so it's not as shocking or surprising, I think.
That could be kind of fun. Do like a fully blind reaction to season 1 and then go into season 2 kind of more learned, having read the book. Yeah.
Also, go check out Kyle's reaction to some of Sci-Fi Classic. What's up, Aaron?
I love that red on this profile picture. He's cool, man.
I'm glad you didn't get pulled over. That's what I.
Don't get pulled over, man.
But yes, dude, Invincible is glorious.
Invincible.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a meta animation joke in season 2. Yeah. It's so funny because I guess they do it in the book as well, like a meta joke about the comic, but then they do it in the show in their own way. It's funny.
I think my favorite meta animation joke I've ever seen was in The Emperor's New Groove, when Kronk is getting fitted by the tailor, and he's like, "Now I'm kind of hard to fit. I'm a 32 long and a 41 waist." It's totally like he's drawn like a little triangle, like his.
Oh yeah.
Really hard to find clothes for, man.
God.
32 long, 41.
I've not seen that movie in so long. The Emperor's New Groove.
It's one of my favorite.
Good one.
One of my favorite animated for sure.
It's
Cusco.
It's dumb fun.
Cusco.
It's dumb fun, but
yeah.
I enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a good question for everybody. Favorite Disney animated movie?
That one.
Tarzan.
Aladdin.
Who said Tarzan? Oh man.
I mean,
that's
if
one I
Pixar's
don't
not
hear.
counted, if Pixar's not counted for it, and it's just that it's an animation, it's Tarzan and Hercules were the big. And Lion
Tarzan
King.
kind of wins for the soundtrack, just above everything.
Dude, that soundtrack was how I knew who Phil Collins was. And then my dad was like, "Listen to this song. It's called In the Air Tonight." I'm like, "What is this? What is this?" And yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
I think mine's Lion King. Yeah.
Was the Black Cauldron Disney?
Yes.
Yes.
The
Black
Black
Cauldron.
Cauldron.
Underrated. That
I
is so
loved the Black
underrated.
Cauldron as a kid. I think that's why I
Wow.
became a fantasy nerd. Honestly, that might be the precursor to it all.
Mine is mine's easy. Beauty and the Beast for sure. It's
My
solid
wife
story.
loves that answer you just said. Loves that.
Yeah.
What did you think of the remake? The Ewan McGregor, Emma Watson.
Is he? No one Ewan McGregor. I mean, he's in it, but
He's
not
losing.
the
Okay.
Beast. It's one of the candles, I think.
My
Yeah.
thoughts have changed on it considerably since it first came out. I thought it was great, but then I go back and rewatch it, and I'm like, they're auto-tuning Emma Watson so much here.
There
And
was some of that.
poor girl is just like, she's trying, but like she's very much like she's shackled by the auto-tune because I'm pretty sure she can't sing
Nice
worth a
pick.
damn. But I love Gaston. I love
He was fantastic.
Boo. Yeah, no, yeah, Gaston is always funny. I love that they gave the Beast a song this time as opposed to just a little clip in something there. But yeah, I mean it's
should have given the Beast a rap.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Why not? Yeah, straight up Hamilton
He's
rap.
like, why
Yeah,
are you
why
like
not?
this? And the beat drops in.
Yeah, the beat drops like what?
Well, they should have just cast Lin-Manuel Miranda in that part then. So that
would work.
He would have done a good job.
Yeah, he was too busy with Mary Poppins Returns, which came out the next year.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't been able to watch those live action interpretations of the animated shows. I haven't been able to get myself to do that.
They do feel like I can't like I'm cynical to the point where I can't dismiss the feeling that they do feel kind of just like a cash grab, trying to cash in on nostalgia.
Oh, yeah.
They aren't really necessarily bringing anything new to the table, but I don't think that's true of The Lion King specifically because it gave us the volume, which then in turn gave us Disney Plus Star Wars shows like The Mandalorian looking great.
Yeah,
they developed that technology for The Lion King first, so
you
know, have to pay credit for where that technology led us. But I don't know. I've seen them all of the live action adaptations that have come out so far, and I was not really underwhelmed, but definitely not blown away by any of them.
Aladdin, the Aladdin remake pissed me off so much.
I didn't see that one. That one I haven't seen.
Funny enough, I heard those clips where those two actors were good. I was like, okay, cool, but like,
yeah, it's actually pretty solid.
Okay.
It made me so mad. It made me so mad, dude. Like
that would make money, right? I think it made a lot of money.
It shouldn't have. It shouldn't have. Like it was like it's a 90-minute movie originally, and they stretched it out to 210. That's a huge problem. That is a huge problem. You don't need 2 hours and 10 minutes to tell that story. Like, absolutely not. And you could feel it. You could feel it during Prince Ali, and Will Smith is holding out the note for as long as he is, and I'm like, I know the song, buddy. Get on with it. Get on with it, please.
Okay, so what's a good though podcast? What are your favorite movies in terms of Disney animated? What's the favorite one?
I'm gonna say for me, I gotta join you, Chainsaw, like Lion King. I love it.
I grew up on that. I kept watching it so much. Yeah.
I rewatched it as an adult, and I still kind of teared up. I'm not afraid to admit that.
No, it's fine to have emotion because I mean it's such a good story. Yeah.
Long live the king.
It kind of feels like the real discussion happening here is Phil Collins versus Elton John.
I was about to say that was probably my first dive into Elton John.
Well, Kyle, the follow-up question is when are we getting the Phil Collins music person biopic? Because you know that's coming, right? It has to be.
Who's playing him? Who do we have playing Elton John?
Who's playing Phil Collins?
You know what?
Think about this.
This might be a stretch, but the guy who is Bill Pullman's son, he was in Bad Times at the El Royale. He was in the Lessons of Chemistry and Top Gun Maverick. I could see him maybe do Phil Collins.
Glenn Howell? No.
Phil Collins.
No, it's not Glenn Howell. It's
you talking about Louis Pullman or Jack?
Louis Pullman, yeah.
Pullman.
Louis Pullman. Louis Pullman. Yep.
I could maybe see that.
I could see it.
Had to change hair, work on the English accent a little bit, and
tell me if I'm way off on this, but what do you think of Jesse Plemons for Elton John?
Well, there already was an Elton John biopic out there. It's called Rocket Man.
We need to have Phil Collins and Elton John in this documentary about them vying for mainstream America.
So you want a music? So you want like a cinematic universe?
I was about to say,
like how Timothy Chalamet, who's playing Bob Dylan, wanted freaking.
And then at the end, Manuel Miranda walks out like fucking Nick Fury, being like, "Hey, you guys heard of
it?" That's what we need.
Is that actually what's happening? Is Chalamet playing Bob Dylan?
Yeah,
he's filming it right now.
James Mangold directing.
What? Okay.
And while they're doing promotion for Dune 2, he's like, Austin, you need to play Elvis again so we can cross over. It's like, it's not a cinematic universe, guys.
I can't wait to see their fight, Bob Dylan versus Elvis.
Oh yeah, the fight, yeah. But then they're gonna team up and fight two other artists that are similar to them in the Bob Dylan X Elvis movie.
I feel like they're fighting each other with knives while Merle Haggard sits in a throne and he's just like, what's going on?
And then you have Christopher Walken go, we need more cowbell. The whole time.
They even had him be like, more. I need more.
I need more.
A dangerous line for that actor to say. You're gonna break the moment.
Yeah.
And this time, really explore the space. I mean, really explore the space.
I got a favor.
The new MCU music cinematic universe.
And the crossover event is Live Aid.
Oh, and we've got the Weird Al movie too.
Shit,
That's
Live Aid.
also in there.
Yeah.
And then you get what's his name? We played Freddie Mercury.
Rami Malek.
Oh,
Yeah, Rami Malek. Get
Yeah.
Rami Malek to come back.
freaking Rami Malek.
Rami
Rami.
Malek, yeah.
He should be a Force ghost in the sequel.
Rami.
He could appear in front of Bob Dylan.
Well, I mean, that man, I feel like only knows how to play one character, so I think it's best to leave it alone.
Ooh.
I'm just saying, Hollywood, this writes itself. Like, make it happen.
I mean, they're doing. We're finally gonna get GI Joe and Transformers. Why not this?
Oh yeah.
The only time I've seen that happen is when, and I haven't seen the movie yet. Shame on myself for not seeing it.
Shame.
The All Eyes on Me movie, I'm pretty sure brought back the guy who played Notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls to be in that movie as well. And I was like,
Hell yeah.
cool.
So they've already done it.
Yeah.
So they need to do a third movie, and they have Timothée Chalamet show up as Bob Dylan somehow in that movie, and then then it ties into the Bob Dylan movie with Elvis, Austin Butler.
Well, then they just do, Bob Dylan 3, and it's the Dylan verse, and all the previous actors that have played him have to like fight each other.
And then at the concert, all the portals start opening up, and then you have
They also
You're right.
Yeah, the Grammy is like a port key situation. When you touch the Grammy, it like pulls them all into the
Hollywood.
Basically.
We're copywriting this.
yeah,
the Grammy's a port key.
yeah. And then you have Michael Jackson's son coming out after he plays Michael in the biopic next year.
Yeah, do that too. Yeah.
And they got Leonardo DiCaprio playing Frank Sinatra.
There's the ill-fated Amy Winehouse biopic. It's coming out too.
Yeah.
That's already out. That's yeah.
Is it out?
Yeah, it's
I
already
gotta
out.
watch that part, I guess. I haven't seen it yet.
It is?
The clip
Heart of hot
was
garbage.
intense. I don't know. I don't think
Oh,
it's
the clip
gonna-
where she's like overly pronunciating. It's
I'm
like
not sure how I feel about this one.
meet your mother. Like the fuck? What? That went.
Why are you making her sound like she's from New Jersey?
Because that's what they were doing.
Last I checked, Amy Winehouse was not from Jersey.
Could be in this movie. This could be one of the multiverse situations.
It's a variant.
Yeah, because see the music.
You're thinking of Legends.
The music cinematic universe has to have multiverse stuff like everything else does. So we have to have that too.
Well, they got to be able to sell variant covers. You know,
Ooh,
We're
variant,
gonna-
exactly.
we're gonna
Variants.
start this up.
Ooh. Universal Monsters MCU.
Universal monsters.
That franchise is dead, buddy.
No.
they
When they start,
they can bring
the new-
Joaquin back as Johnny Cash. We can go all the way back with this.
Oh,
please,
shit.
please, yeah. I think I don't know if I can speak for all of you guys at the council, but Walk the Line, I think, is still the best musical person biopic that's out there. It's
Yes.
I agree.
so fantastic.
That's who I knew. That's
Swiftly
why I
by
discovered
Walk
Johnny
Hard.
Cash.
Second.
I don't know. Ray is out there with Jamie Foxx.
Ray.
I got you know.
I'm gonna throw
Yeah.
Selena out there as well. Like
Oh.
J-Lo did a good job.
Okay. All right, man.
Funny enough,
yeah.
all these movies are the reason why I knew all these artists. Like because I was literally
And Tina Turner. I mean, not Tina Turner, but Angela Bassett.
Bassett.
That's Tina Turner. That's out there too.
Angela Bassett kind of can't lose. She can't like not completely nail a role. I don't think it's gonna be
she can't lose unless the Academy's voting for her. But
Right.
I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I love her. She was good in everything, everywhere, all at once. Angela Bassett deserved that Oscar, in my opinion.
Yep. Bingo. Hit the nail right on the head. I
love you,
so
Jamie.
mad.
If you ever see this, but like that was.
I recently found out that in the Fat Boy Slim, the song right here, right now, that's her.
Yeah.
That's Angela Bassett being sampled.
Oh, it is.
Interesting.
What?
For a movie. Yeah,
Oh.
I found that. I've been listening to that song for so long, and I heard that the other day, and
The
it clicked.
I
That's
forget
totally
his
her voice.
name. The actor who played Eminem in 8 Mile, he was pretty good. Who was that again? Because if we're doing the music cinematic universe, we might as well bring back everybody, right?
Don't forget about 50 Cent and Get Rich or Die Trying.
I forgot. Yeah, he was.
whoever
Who
played
was
that
that
guy.
actor again? He was really good. Curtis something.
And
What was
the
his
guy,
name?
the guy that played MC Hammer, he was in
Hard asses.
he was in her 40-year-old version.
Yeah.
That guy, him.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Mm-hmm.
I'm not hearing this.
I also have to throw this film as well because Selena Ray. I forgot one that was a big deal for me was Straight Outta Compton.
Oh yeah,
that was a major one when it came out.
I love that movie. That was that F. Gary Gray that directed that one?
I
think,
believe
yeah.
so. And I could be wrong, but it might have been the last thing he did, I think.
And that's and that's I'm trying to remember. Is that Ice Cube's actual son who's playing him in that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't remember because I didn't see the movie. I remember seeing the trailers going, oh, this is always interesting. And I'm like, oh wait, that's that like it's crazy because like he's playing his dad. It's weird.
Right.
Yeah. It works. Like it works really well.
Michael Jackson's son is playing Michael next year, so it's not too far out of the question.
Well, yeah.
So that was the first one to do it. That's the first one to do it. And straight out of Compton, fantastic.
I think it's his nephew.
Yeah, it's his nephew Jafar Jackson.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, it's his nephew. Okay, yeah. No, you're right. I'm sorry.
Stop drinking.
Yeah.
Here
I am. Father not knowing anything about Michael Jackson.
Unbelievable.
Father and sons, most of these who play different, either same roles or whatnot, they tend to work. I know I haven't seen the show, but Monarch, I heard that Kurt and Wyatt did a good job of like playing younger version, the older version, and whatnot. And
I've heard that too.
Yeah, because everyone just thought when they were cast, oh, father and son. No, the same character, just two different time periods. Like that's crazy.
That awesome. I love that show.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell was super praising his son's performance. And he made him work way harder as an actor to be like
he wanted to phone it in. He's like
bringing it for the movie, which is like
I remember when he got cast as U.S. agent as John Walker, and I had seen Overlord, and I loved that movie, and he was great in it. People were like, "What about Escape?" Yes, it is. What about Escape from New York remake? And I was just like, guys, I don't know. And what was Kurt Russell? So
the original is not broken. You don't need to fix it. You know,
he was like, if John Carpenter's doing it, why even do it? I gotta watch Monarch.
Yeah, I hear Monarch is great.
I haven't seen
the main actress from Shogun is also in Monarch.
Yes.
Oh, she is. Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Been loving that show.
I need to get back into Shogun. I need to get back into
so good, dude.
Shogun's fantastic.
Monarch is the Godzilla the Godzilla show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It takes place after King of the Monsters, right? I think.
I just seen King Kong versus Godzilla like the other night at the movies.
So.
Oh, Godzilla X Kong.
Yes,
some of it takes place after some of it takes place after Skull Island, and then some of it takes place after 2014 Godzilla.
Oh, so it's before King of the Monsters. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would like to see them explore after, like, right after the King Ghidorah situation and King of the Monsters. Like, how does like what does that look like? Because
and where did Charles Dance go?
Yeah.
Well, where does all the monsters go after they bow to Godzilla? Like, all right,
vacation.
Where do we go?
Hibernating.
At this point, I'm like, if I want stupid Godzilla, I'll go to the Universal Monsterverse. But if I want like real scary Godzilla, I'll go rewatch -1. Like it's double. Like it's. I don't know. I guess it just depends on what you want. But I don't want to say I've soured on the Monsterverse at this point. But I'm thinking Monarch. I'm like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, it's a TV show. It's a TV show.
But people are saying it's really good. So I don't know.
The new Alien installment's going to be a TV show as well, right?
Well, they also have Romulus as well, but they do have a TV show also.
In addition to a movie. Well,
the teaser for Romulus came out a couple weeks back, and there's a TV show coming next year, I think.
Yeah,
too.
that trailer
Romulus
for Romulus.
The Romulus is the film,
the TV show.
Romulus was great. That movie was great, man.
Yeah, Fede Alvarez, I think that's his name, who's directing it. Yeah. And they showed a bunch of footage at CinemaCon. People were like, holy shit, this is like the first Alien again. Like that tone and creepiness. But also the action of the second one.
I just got through Alien 3, Resurrections up next.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
I've been enjoying it so far. I'm a sucker for art direction and cinematography first and foremost. So like narrative choices don't really faze me that much. As long as it's artfully produced, I'm there. There'll be something for me.
So you already saw Alien 3.
I saw Alien 3, yeah.
Have you seen the David Fincher clip of BTS where he's just like giving the middle finger to the studio at one point? Not literally.
I haven't. I want to see that though. That sounds.
There's a moment. I won't say it, but he's literally sitting on a chair and he just pulls the mic on top of it and it's just like, that's David Fincher. That's the guy.
I mean, fair enough, man. Fair enough. I didn't watch the assembly cut. I watched the theatrical cut, which was it's like over an hour shorter. First of all,
everything after Aliens, I heard from what I've seen, and I haven't really looked into Resurrection and Alien 3. It's just that the studio was just monkeying around with those films and whatnot.
It's pretty clear that like it had studio involvement out the wazoo, and it's very disjointed. But I found a lot of things to appreciate about it. I like that they were able to like redefine the exo itself and like come up with like a completely new physiology for it. I thought that was a creative, fresh take on it because we've already had the biped monster twice.
Yeah.
That's why I like Prometheus. For me, I like Prometheus. To me, it feels like it's in the universe, but it's not too connected. Mm-hmm. They're not at that point, in my opinion. They weren't trying to make another Ripley character one out. They're just like shit show.
They moved away from Ron Cobb. They flew too close to the sun, and they moved the concept and the set design in a different direction, and it became a lot more like Neo 2000s era sci-fi aesthetic. Instead of super used universe, overly greebled, like it's very uncomfortable to be in space. You wouldn't want to live there, and they kind of smooth it out over time. And the toxic, caustic settings are supposed to be one of the main like fundamental characters of this franchise, and they kind of put a smooth filter on it, and then lost a lot of character that way, in my opinion.
It's wild to see because I had seen the Jodorowsky Dune documentary. How much of that team that was going to make that movie just moved to Alien and whatnot, and I was just like, that is wild.
Yeah, dude. Chris Foss, Ron Cobb, fucking Mobius. Some of my favorite names right there.
Yeah.
Favorite names.
Did you guys see the popcorn bucket they revealed for Alien Romulus?
No.
Wait, what? Okay, hold on.
It's the xenomorph head. They showed it off at CinemaCon.
What?
Oh,
the whole xenomorph head?
I want it.
Yeah.
Opening the mouth?
I don't know. I hope they should have like a little Pez dispenser that comes out and spits it out at you.
What?
A little second one? Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm still waiting to see what the Deadpool popcorn buckets are gonna look like.
Oh yeah.
Just because they were advertising that they were gonna be super crude, like they would be something that would be sold in like Spencer's. But it's
if they ever make another Ace Ventura, you know exactly what the popcorn bucket's gonna be.
That rhino.
That rhino.
Oh boy.
The rhino.
Oh boy.
Well, they're making a Deadpool 3 popcorn bucket.
Yeah.
Where did this whole popcorn bucket thing was it Dune?
It was Dune.
It was Dune 2. Yeah, with the big sandworm and having to reach in through the tassels and like
it's a private experience.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, that way. It's
a very intimate experience that way.
Yes.
As some people coined the phrase, extra butter, no popcorn. So
that's between a man and his popcorn bucket. Okay,
that's between a man.
It's between
anybody
bucket
buy that?
Whatever God he holds dear.
I know that he's been on the show a couple times.
Jedi.
Funk did as well.
Yeah.
Funk, he brought it.
Bless him.
He bought it or he did it?
Oh, he bought the popcorn bucket.
I just wanted to, okay.
We cannot confirm nor deny if he did it.
For science, of course, but he went all the way.
That's a very considerate donation to the movie theater. Just buying a popcorn bucket.
I went to the box office near me to pick
up popcorn bucket,
a sandworm bucket, but I didn't have a movie ticket, and they judged me so hard. Like the guy, like he was like, "I know what you want it for," and no, you have to have a ticket to get it. Take that, you pervert! Like basically.
First look at Alien Romulus, Xenomorph popcorn bucket. Wow,
yeah, that's it.
Oh my god,
that looks cool though.
You got a good one, Jazz.
I'm gonna have to get one.
Okay, that's pretty dope.
That's amazing. That's a collectible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a collectible.
I mean, that's a great thing to collect because they're functional and you don't have to use them for popcorn. You can stick anything in there, you know?
Bingo.
Well, not like, okay, well.
He's bringing back
never meeting the allegations. God damn. Just move past that one.
Glorious. Delete. Say glorious purpose.
This has been a successful podcast. Good night.
They dropped in Michael Jackson bucket.
Oh my God, no.
Just beat it.
Oh no. Oh man.
Wow.
And you get a free Pepsi.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh.
Just throw in the free soda. Why not?
I think this problem will not be solved until we can get 4K footage of Nicole Kidman using the popcorn bucket at the theater.
At AMC.
That's gotta be at AMC. That's gotta be the next.
Yeah, that's the next thing.
That's the next promo.
There was a promo video on Godzilla X Kong's like TikTok account where they had guys in a King Kong and a Godzilla suit, and they're sitting in theater chairs, and right in the middle between them is the Dune popcorn bucket.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like really embracing it.
Oh man,
son of a gun!
It was the perfect time when you came back.
Johnny came back at the perfect
free Pepsi.
Feel free.
That's all he cares about is the free Pepsi.
Totally not sponsored. Totally not sponsored.
Yeah. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Better than Coke. I'm telling you that much.
Oh,
Coca-Cola. Okay. Yep.
I was gonna say, wait, it's debatable.
I'm a Coca-Cola guy. Sorry.
Yeah. It's better than Coca-Cola because we're not throwing out crazy statements right now.
Right. Yeah. Oh man. New Jurassic World movie. I don't care.
I mean,
I don't care.
Yeah, Dev Patel, but like also Scarlett Johansson's looking to star as well potentially.
So the series is over.
Speaking of Dev Patel, man, the Green Knight flying under the radar was a crime.
Yes,
that was a good movie.
Yeah,
I agree.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I feel like it just
good.
disappeared from the discourse way too fast.
Would you say that's your favorite A24?
The Green Knight.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, maybe. I think so.
That's
his monkey
teaser.
His Monkey Man apparently is crazy. So
I haven't seen it yet. I really want to.
Yeah, Monkey
Are
Man.
all the Robert Eggers joints A24?
Robert Eggers,
the Lighthouse, The Witch, all those.
I think so.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was the Northman? I don't think the Northman was A24.
I might
Northman.
have to go.
No,
with the
Northman
Lighthouse.
was Universal and Focus.
Yeah,
I might have to go with the Lighthouse because I'm weird like that.
Yeah. The Northman is so. I hate the fact that it underperformed, but it was so good.
It was.
But it's just because, like, people are like, huh? Like,
I feel like the Northman's audience kind of did it a disservice a little bit because there's folks out there that are a little bit just too into Viking culture.
That's true. And then
they
he
were
really like
loud about the Northmen, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll wait till the crowds have died down and then I'll go see it, kind of thing.
And then he's now doing Nosferatu, which is like insane.
Yeah.
That's a Christmas Day release.
Wow!
Fuck
Okay.
yeah.
This year.
Circling back to collecting, do you remember the Todd McFarlane movie like collectible action figures from like the early 2000s? They were like 7 to 8 inch figures.
Yeah,
they did Carpenter's The Thing. They did the Graf Orlok Nosferatu figure. One of my first jobs was working at Toys R Us, and we had them there. I picked them all up with like an employee discount. Well, they had one of Max Schreck playing the original Graf Orlok in Nosferatu, and it was a really cool, like super articulated figure. And the skin burned when you took it outside. The action figure, like it was super pallid and pale, but if you held it outside, like it would turn like this deep orange. It was, it was awesome. Super detailed, super high quality, and they were on the shelves for like the blink of an eye. And no one that I talked to about this ever remembers these statues. They had a whole line of them, all these different movie series.
Yeah, I didn't get into McFarlane toys until I think they started showing up on Target, and I remember looking at documentaries of him, like because I knew he was a big comic book artist name, and I was just like, wait, what? He had his own toy company, and how he got his first deal is wild as hell. Of how he got his company up and running with the toys and all. But yeah, to me, Black Series, Marvel Legends, McFarlane, and even it's mostly DC, but the DC statues now that they're coming out, those are my prime piece of the Resistance toys that I'm once in a while I'll dip into getting.
Well, we have to say bye to Zack and JL has to both leave. Well, thank you for stopping by and hanging out and being here. Appreciate it.
Hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, of course, I want you all to come back. Obviously, just got to figure out schedule and everything. But thanks for being on and hanging out.
No problem. Thanks
I appreciate
great chatting with y'all.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye. See you, Zack. Who was that guy? Who were these people? I don't know who these people were.
What just happened here?
Yeah, people leave. It's okay.
It happens.
Yeah, the McFarlane line, they did like the super detailed Spawn toys.
Oh yeah,
and those were super. Well, it was like the same format and scale as that, but they were like a horror movie. It was called like Screams or something like that, and each one came with like a little like portrait frame that you could put like a screen cap from that movie in it?
The only thing I have right now of McFarlane, I can't believe I did this, but like I pre-ordered this big ass box for when the Suicide Squad came out, and it comes with the final lineup of the crew, the team, minus Rick Flag, but it came with King Shark, everybody, and I was just like, oh, that's nice, and it has a box and all.
If you turn the statue over, Rick Flag is actually like bleeding out underneath the
Damn it, Kyle.
Speaking of that box set, I actually bought that exact same one at Walmart on clearance like a week ago for $25.
Wow. That's crazy. Because you never know what's going to be on clearance, really. You really don't know.
No, you never do.
I pulled it out. It was on the bottom shelf. I pulled it out. I was like, what's
25?
this big black box down here? And I opened it up and I was like, no fucking way. So I snapped it real fast.
Well,
they make these like ultimate action figures for D&D minis that are like 7 inches that come with 1 million accessories. They're retail for like $50. Picked one up at Target at clearance for like $14.99.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, the clearance is epic there.
Well, speaking of clearance, Johnny's here.
Damn.
Wow.
He's not hot take Phil, but he's also here as well. Welcome.
Hey,
hey man.
Hey.
Hello there.
Howdy.
What's up? I love that Pokeball right in the shot. That's cool. Love it.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Love it.
That's right.
Oh hell yeah, condenser mic gang. My people are here now.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
I just had a life-altering experience.
What happened? What'd you do?
You finally had sex.
Oh, how'd you guess?
Wipe that V card.
I saw Interstellar in theaters.
Oh, nice.
Dude.
I gotta do that.
Oh my god.
Was the sound good?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, yeah?
The hierarchy of my Nolan list has changed.
Really?
I'm converted.
Really?
I took screenshots of my list before and after the experience. That Interstellar took a jump.
Nice.
All-timer for sure.
Definitely.
Like,
arguably his best movie.
We just debated that. Me and my friend, we were trying to see if they actually say, is it a classic movie? I was like, I believe so.
yeah.
At this point, I'd say yeah. I think it's earned it, or like it's just a matter of time passing, right? Like it's old enough now.
Yeah.
To be
It's
a
been
classic.
10 years, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this was my 4th time seeing it, and it was always kind of like I liked it a little bit more every time I saw it, but the first time, like, I was just like, my mind, like, I couldn't handle it all. I was like, dude, I don't even really know what I just watched, but it was cool. And then I kept trying it again, and I don't know, like, it just never, like, fully clicked. But, like, it's got so many just, like, moments in it that, like, I kind of remembered bits and pieces of it, but, like, I haven't seen it probably in, like, almost 7 years. Like, it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And just watching it again, I was like, dude, this is, like, just unreal.
I think
It's
I saw it
crazy.
during COVID. I was just like, why did I do this?
Yeah, bro, I cried so much. I literally have a headache right now because I was crying. I was like, dude, this is insane.
If I recall, that was one of my if not my very first theater experiences where I couldn't hold that. I just let out the minute,
It was crazy because I think besides Avengers Endgame, I haven't heard so many sniffles and just people crying in theaters since seeing Interstellar again. And then people... And it was just dope too to see like everybody was just like gathering outside the theater, just like talking about it after. It's like, oh man, this is what it's all about right here. I was like, this is Nolan, man. This is what he does. This is just
the fact that The Prestige is not going back in theaters is
it's criminal.
It's
criminal.
It's a criminal.
Like I love Insomnia, but like there's no way Insomnia is going to theaters and Prestige isn't, but whatever.
Right.
Like I would give that advice to anybody watching. Like if you have an opportunity to see a movie that you kind of vibe with, especially if it's an older movie in the theater, absolutely do it. Like make it happen. It's a worthwhile experience every time. This past summer I watched Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze on the big screen. There's an independent theater near the university where I live, and the celluloid reel actually started burning like halfway through, and they had to shut down the projector and it was the whole experience. Like it couldn't have been more of an authentic 90s theater. And the crowd was so stoked for it. It was especially with older movies, like because everyone that's there is like really excited to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually about to do that in 2 weeks for the Phantom Menace because they're doing
I'm excited for that too.
I'm gonna be doing that like Galaxy's Edge all day, then go see Phantom Menace in the evening. Oh man,
fuck yeah.
That's the full experience. Yeah, that's pretty
good. That's the sauce right there.
Yeah, Ronin, you're hanging out with me, right?
I will see you on May 2nd. Probably, I don't know what time you're arriving there, but I'm probably going to do my best to extend till May 4th. Because on May 2nd, I'm
doing the Star Wars night in the park on the 2nd. And then on the 3rd, I'll be at the Scum and Villainy Cantina in Hollywood.
Yes.
Knocking back the blue milks. So come on down.
It's going to be tough, too, because that day, if I'm not mistaken, either the 2nd or 3rd is when the celebration tickets go on sale. So I'm going to have to be like, okay, I need an hour to snag those tickets, and then I'll go back to the park or whatnot.
I'm expecting buying the tickets from the bar that night.
Yeah.
And I'll probably be like drunk off blue milk too. So I'm
Yeah.
going to like buy the wrong tickets. It's going to be great.
Wait for Celebration, Star Wars Celebration?
Star Wars Celebration
Japan, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the tickets are the most reasonable part about the whole ordeal.
I'm sure they are.
Everything after that is don't even
Good
tell
luck.
me the numbers. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Good luck.
We do have to say goodbye to Jabron. Thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Thanks
y'all
for being
having
here.
me.
Definitely want you to come back. Thanks for being here.
Just
See
beat
ya.
it.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Who was that dude? Who was that?
Who the fuck was that?
Who's that?
Speaking of old movies in theaters, I went and saw Spider-Man yesterday.
Oh,
nice. How was that?
Right,
Yeah,
because they're
the
doing
OG,
all of
the
them
Tobey
back.
Maguire one.
Hell yeah.
It was awesome. It was cool. Like everyone was super pumped and cheered at appropriate times and shut up at appropriate times.
That's this whole
I
week,
waited
right?
in line for that one opening
me
night.
too. Me
back
too.
in the
Yeah.
day. That's fun memories. God, that was a long time ago.
Spider-Man 2. I think that was the one where I was like going into. I was like, okay, I know who Doc Ock is. I know I get this one out, and just Alfred Molina.
I've got fond memories of that first one because my uncle passed away in October of 2001, and so my other uncle took me to see that one in the following June 2002. So I got very fond memories of that movie. I don't know if I'll be able to catch it this week, but yeah, that's dope. I'm glad you got to see that. That's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
like it's kind of
interesting. That kind of mirrors my experience of seeing it for the first time. I was there with my sister's boyfriend at the time, who's like a lifelong family friend, and his best friend, who since passed away. And that's kind of like a fond memory of us hanging out, is waiting in line for Spider-Man.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I think it's at the 30th anniversary. We saw Night Before Christmas. My wife was freaking out.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have to say this because it changed the whole experience. That's when I found out my grandfather passed away. I got the call 5 minutes before the movie started. That, oh, by the way, he passed. And I knew it was coming, but like my mom's calling at 2:30. I'm like, okay, I know what this call is. So it was easy. It was a distraction, but the whole time I'm like, yeah, she's watching her favorite movie, but this is a really weird situation. But
you get that pit in your stomach, and you're trying to just have a good time. But like,
well, it'd be different if we didn't know it was coming. But it was, but it's okay. It was just a whole thing. I'm like, okay, I got to answer the call because I can't ignore it because I know what it's going to happen if I wait. Like it's inevitable.
That's not something you want to get in a voicemail or a text either. Like
she wouldn't have left the voicemail. She would.
I can give you like a 180 reaction to that story to like uplift the spirit. So I remember coming out of the Batman for the 4th time and reading the news that Will Smith slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
Your experience better the 4th time of watching the Batman?
I mean, I love Batman, so seeing that movie for the 4th time by myself was just, dope as fuck in its own right. But then coming out to the news that Will Smith just slapped the fucking piss out of Chris Rock was just the cherry on top to that experience.
He was vengeance.
He was
totally vengeance.
Oh, yeah.
I think he popped out of a Dune popcorn bucket behind the Kernels here.
Oh, hey. This guy.
What's up, man?
No, listen, I heard Johnny Bravo talking over here about this Interstellar, and that's my favorite movie of all time for many years. And I just want to know what theater and how can I get there, because I knew it was coming out this year, but I didn't know it was happening so fast.
So Regal's not getting the Spider-Man movies, unfortunately, but they're doing like a whole Christopher Nolan like rundown thing.
Yep.
Which I saw The Dark Knight last week with. Oh my god. But
Is it too late?
That was an all-time theater experience. Dark Knight for the first time.
Oh yeah, I was too young to see it in theater, so seeing it crazy.
Okay, Johnny, I got one for you. So last year for Batman Day, I got to see Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises back.
Oh my god.
Oh
yeah,
fuck.
I don't think I would have. I don't think my body would have had enough moisture to survive the day.
What is everyone's ultimate movie theater experience that you've ever had?
Oh,
Oof.
Like if you had to pick
you know what? I do remember like the whole theater almost stood on our chairs in No Way Home when Andrew came out.
No Way Home.
Like the whole theater like stood on our chairs. That was pretty crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mine's biased. Mine is very biased because it's very contained, but seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League in IMAX.
I couldn't find for the life of me a screening where I was at, and I was like, fuck, I gotta fly out to do that. And I was just like,
for IMAX.
Yeah.
I can tell you. I'll tell you what though. My best theater experience will be seeing Interstellar in theaters when I know they're coming out later this year in September.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Like if you have to drive an hour to go see Interstellar in the theater, go drive the hour to go see it in the theater, man. That movie was built for the theater. Like,
I mean, plenty to think about on your hour drive home.
Yeah, you have a lot to stew on. Yeah,
you need about an hour before you can interact with other people after that movie.
Yeah.
I think the biggest I've ever seen that movie on was like a 75-inch and like full surrounds. But doesn't compare. No. It doesn't compare to.
It's never going to be as loud as IMAX, but 75 is pretty big. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my theater's not IMAX, but still, I was sitting there. I was like, dude, this is like just nuts. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Play a hell of a game of Battlefront on a 75-inch.
It is recent now. Obviously, you could say Infinity War and Endgame, but I think Dune Part 2. Holy shit.
There you go.
Yeah, Dune 2.
Yeah.
And then just the hype before it for me as a Star Wars fan, The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi.
Yeah, Force Awakens, yeah.
Absolute cultural force of an event.
Yeah, like I was
insane.
I was never more excited for a movie than I was for The Force Awakens. So that's probably my one. But yeah, Dune was great. The Batman was great.
Oh yeah, Batman. Yeah.
I think that was the first time I saw one of Chainsaw's videos was The Force Awakens teaser reaction.
So long ago.
I think that's one of the first ones I saw too. Yeah.
Oh my god. And that
Before
was
I even had a channel.
Yeah, and I was featured on TV.
I had a channel either.
Yeah, I was featured on TV at the time, and then I was in a Polygon article at the time. Like, Jesus.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
For me, it might be, man, Force Awakens was a big cultural thing. I think going into the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, that is the closest I feel like, and you could disagree with me, is the closest I think I could experience what people in 77 did, where they didn't know what they were walking into, and then that Star Destroyer popped up. To me, I had only seen concept art. I had never heard of Guardians. I was like, I know Hulk and Cap and Spider-Man and X-Men, but I'm like, who the fuck? I was like, what? And I had someone show me the concept art. I'm like, okay, that looks cool. And I think I had seen a teaser and forgot about it when you go into the movie theater. And then the first scene, and it wasn't until you hear "Come Get Your Love," and then that big logo kicks in, and it's just Quill dancing. And I was just like, what is this? And that was the first movie I went back like 4, 5, 6 times to watch. And I remember hiding the soundtrack when it was going to come out, in Walmart, and they had to wait till midnight to buy it when they were open 24 hours. And I think Guardians is a special one for me.
I think another one for me is probably Deadpool, the very first Deadpool movie.
Yeah, Deadpool 1.
You know that Logan
always goes crazy.
Logan, man. Logan was great.
I think Deadpool more for me though, because like I'm a huge Ryan Reynolds fan. I've been a Ryan Reynolds fan since long past, since like Just Friends, since Waiting. Like I've watched
Waiting.
It's fucking Van Wilder.
Yeah,
Van Wilder.
Oh man,
like me and Ryan Reynolds go way back as far as like being a fan of the dude as an actor. Like I love the man as an actor. I think he's a phenomenal actor. I watched Green Lantern opening weekend because of him, for crying out loud. But yeah, like getting Deadpool and getting him to be Deadpool is just like one of those like lightning in a bottle things in and of itself, because he got so screwed out of it with like X-Men Origins Wolverine, and then like the footage leaking at Comic-Con, and then fucking finally Fox being like, okay, fine, go make your fucking dipshit little movie, and Ryan Reynolds winked and went, okay, and then it turns out to be this mega fucking franchise that it is now, and it's like, yeah, that movie was the fucking tits when it released, and
now we're getting Deadpool and
Wolverine, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, the little like scene before Logan. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And what a cool thing to go into Deadpool, because I thought it was just gonna be just chuckle, just and then poking fun at that stuff, but I remember coming up and be like, that was a sweet. That was a little rom-com. Like that's for me bizarre, but it's a choice for a Valentine's Day thing. Like what a cool thing that it was about just accepting for what you are, not how you look. And I was just like, look at that and the fucking jokes. To me, I was worried those John Wick Chapter 4. Okay, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was worried the jokes would have landed again.
I did ask the question so I could brag a little bit with my answer. I'm not going to lie. Sure. So I was in Wellington in 2005 for the world premiere of Return of the King.
Nice.
Wow. And that was the highest energy audience I've ever been in. Like the cavalry charge at the Pelennor Fields, like forget about it. People weren't even in the chairs anymore. People were like running up and down the goddamn aisles of the theater, like hooting and hollering like we're at like a sports match. The cast was there. Some of the crew was there. Like everyone like felt drunk walking out of the theater. There's like just so much adrenaline and anticipation and like emotion because it's like year number 3 of like hanging on to this franchise too. Like it's the final installment. Like it was really emotional and easily my top movie experience of all time.
You know, I will say one of my other favorites, although like, you know, feel however you want to about the movie itself. But I remember when I was living out in what's up?
I was just waving at the comment from Mike. Sorry.
Oh yeah. When I was living out in LA, I went to the premiere of Eternals. Nice. And Kevin Feige ended up showing up before the show. And that was a pretty big moment because like we were all cheering and everything. I don't know. It was just an awesome moment. And
I love Eternals.
Totally unexpected.
That's awesome.
Eternals.
That's cool.
I don't hate it as much as most people, but
it's very overhated and underrated.
There are plenty of drawbacks to living in LA, but having directors randomly show up at screenings is a huge.
Not going into it. Like I was just going there to see it.
To enjoy, like.
you know, expect. Yeah.
I feel, and again,
buy-in's expensive though. The buy-in is you have to live in LA.
Yeah.
Right.
For kids who are watching this and don't recall what it was like waiting in line, what it was like trying to get tickets before they sold out and not having reserved seating. I remember that Revenge of the Sith was another one because I remember as a kid thinking that was it. I remember being like, this is the last one. I'll never forget the Friday it came out. I remember rushing my dad. We gotta go. Yeah. And then we turned on Telemundo and it was reporting sold out all over LA. Revenge of the Sith. And I was like, I looked at him. I was like, fucking told you. I didn't say fucking. I gave him the look.
Told you.
And then next Saturday, I was like, we're going there an hour early. And bless my family, they put up with me for an hour. And I remember being like, the drums when they go over Coruscant with the 2 starships. And then when it ended, I was like, that was it. That was it. I was like, there goes Star Wars for me. And then 10 years later, it was like, something has awakened. Something.
I made my father drive me to the movie theater like the day before The Dark Knight came out, and I was like, I need you to like buy my ticket for this time tomorrow. And he was like, why don't you just buy it? I was like, no, you don't understand. If we go and try and buy it tomorrow, I will not be able to get to this fucking movie. Yeah. And he was like, oh, that's how big this movie is going to be, huh? And I was like, yes. And he goes, okay, fine. I understand, but I still don't understand why you're making me do this today. I was like, because I need to see this fucking movie. That's why.
That's being a good dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad was cool.
We do have to say goodbye to Kyle. He's heading out. Thanks for being here, man.
Thanks so much for having me, man. This was a fun chat. I'd love to come back.
Definitely want you back on whenever you can, man. Appreciate you coming on and hanging out.
My friend, I will probably bug you to do something for May 4th, and I will definitely see you at the POC.
Hell yeah, man.
Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
First blue milk's on me. Have a great night, everyone. May the fourth.
See you, Kyle. See you, man.
See you, bro.
See you.
Who was that?
Who was that guy?
What was that?
I don't know
who that guy was.
As one exit, one enters. Nick is here. Welcome, man.
How are you, gentlemen?
Hey.
What's going on?
Yeah, just hanging out, man.
Talking about theater experiences.
Yeah, theater.
You know what's one? I remember having a really good theater for Infinity War when it came out. That was crazy. Especially like obviously Infinity War and Endgame was a huge thing. But more than anything, like of course I remember the theater experience and just how like shocked everyone was that like they gave Thanos some balls and didn't just like write him off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like especially so early on. I think like in the first 10 minutes he kills Loki. Like that was such a huge thing.
The movie opens with the death of Loki and him beating the absolute piss out of him.
I was like, oh, it's gonna be like this.
But I remember walking out of that movie and we all just kind of like looked at each other and we're like,
did that just happen?
Like realizing we had to wait a whole year to see what happened.
I can't tell you the amount of like screaming cries happened when Bucky dusted. When
I was one of those people.
When Bucky dusted, when T'Challa dusted, someone directly behind me was like, "No!"
Yeah, they were screaming.
Like they were screaming, right?
Spider-Man, every kid in the theater was screaming, crying.
Oh my god! When Spider-Man started to dust, people collectively in the theater weeped.
Yeah, I remember people saying, "Oh no!" And he's like, "Mr. Stark," and everyone's like, "No,
wait." What an experience where you know what's happening, and yet you can't do nothing except just sit your ass there and just watch it. Like that's something powerful about that.
And even more so, like I remember the hype leading, like everyone knows the hype leading up to Endgame was just unmatched. Like, listen, I love Spider-Man: No Way Home, but
Endgame
in no
is probably
way
the best theater experience.
It was because like you had like what 12 years? I think it was like 12 years of just MCU content laid out. I literally remember like I think I remember like crying the day before it came out. I was like, oh my god, like I'm going to see Avengers Endgame tomorrow. And they had like all those trailers, like those legacy trailers that they put out like right before it came out. And it was just like, because that's also, you know, that was a lot of my teenage years and just growing up and stuff. So it was very like, wow, you know, and we all kind of knew that like it was, I don't know. We didn't know what was going to happen after that. So
I was 16 months between the movies. I was apoplectic of being online because God forbid someone spoils something.
I didn't open Twitter that whole week.
It was so jarring to do this stuff and be like, I'm excited for it, but I don't want to talk to you because God forbid one of y'all dropped something, and then I heard people were doing that, and I was just like.
That's why you gotta be careful going to the theaters at times too, because some people are just assholes coming out of theaters. You gotta be careful.
Okay, I have an asshole story.
No!
Before we get to it, hold on. Shane has to exit. Thanks for being here, Shane. I appreciate you being here, man.
Yeah,
thanks for being on.
Shane.
Yep, definitely want you to come back on, man. Thanks for being here, man.
Take care.
Yeah, no problem.
See ya.
Who was that?
And so Phil, we have to have the bread boy here to hear the
welcome.
Bread boy Draven.
Yeah, bread man.
Bread man.
Okay.
Bread man. I hear bread man. I feel like you should be British.
Do you remember the episode? Do you guys remember the episode of The Simpsons? Where Marge and Homer are walking out of the theater, The Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back. I was literally about to make a joke.
And Homer I didn't know he was his father, and everyone in line is just collectively like, what the fuck? Come on. So
no.
Me and my friend are walking out of Rise of Skywalker.
I really hope it's not to tell you. I really hope.
And we're walking to our cars. We parked right next to each other. This is like we saw the movie at like 9 o'clock on a Friday night, and we got out about 11 o'clock, and some people are walking up to their showing, and me and him are just fucking talking kind of loud, and we're like, damn, I was like, damn, I didn't expect Snoke to be a clone. And two guys walking ahead of us, one of them turns around and gives me the eye, and I was like, Rise of Skywalker, and they were like, uh-huh, and I was like, ooh, sorry.
What do I mean?
I was like, I didn't mean to. You
at least that's something that's in the first minute of the movie.
Yeah. It would have been worse. Like, man, I didn't know she was gonna be a
when Rey turned into a fucking Skywalker.
Yeah, was you fucking Palpatine at the end?
Walks the other way.
Full disclosure,
when Kylo Ren fucking died.
I like the Rise of Skywalker more than the Last Jedi. Full disclosure. So yeah.
Yeah, so do I.
Going back to your theater experience, dog. I remember Endgame, very much dodging spoilers. I remember leaving work, later than I probably should have been. I'm like, I got tickets opening night, staying offline, gotta go see this. And I was just at the theater the other day that I saw that film app. I went for a different screening, and I parked near where I remember pulling up way too fast in the parking garage. I'm like, my screening has started. I know the trailers are rolling, and I'm like, there's a spot right next to this column. Scrape the fuck out of my car. But I'm like, I did not care. I literally was like, I need to get inside so quickly. I'm like, I'm going to look at it later, but I'm not missing this.
Damn.
I'll deal with the consequences.
Yeah. I'm like, and because obviously, you know how the film starts too, in the same sense. It's like, all right, let's go find Thanos, and you're like,
the 5 years thing was what killed, set the tone immediately. It was blank, 5 years later. We're all like,
the entire theater.
Yeah, it was like 5 years.
Yeah.
Later.
But,
yeah, Endgame was something different, bro. That was that sauce.
And I'm like, I see that clip all the time of people reacting when Cap gets the hammer and whatnot, and that's what it was like in our theater. I mean, people were losing their minds. It was like it was unruly. But I think the best theater experience I probably had was like, I think I was like a sophomore or junior in high school. And it's what got me into like doing film reviews and everything. A good buddy of our family's brought me for like an early screening at Django Unchained, knowing that I liked Tarantino. But like, we get there an hour early. It's like 30 or 40 people, all from the Seattle area. Most of them probably like 20 to late 30s or so, but they're all just film fans. Everybody's just waxing film knowledge. Did you see this movie? Did you see this? Talking about directors. And I'm sitting here just like, this is like heaven. People who are like on that level of just loving cinema like that, loving talking about it. And then obviously Django Unchained plays and watch, knowing not really anything about it going into it, just that whole last battle, blood spurts,
God, dude.
Hiding behind the body.
Ending. Get it on till I die. Get it on till I die.
Watching Walton Goggins,
I still remember the one part.
Like, I like the way you die, boy.
Oh my God, yeah.
He's sitting on top of the stairs. And he's like, say goodbye. He's like, huh? Say goodbye. Goodbye. And then she
she goes flying through the fucking door for him. Dude, Django's my favorite Tarantino movie. I would do diabolical things to see that in theaters, like unforgivable things.
Yeah, I think it's perfect casting.
He walks up and throws him off the horse.
Oh my God, man!
I remember seeing that in the theater. Come to think of it. Django Unchained.
The only Tarantino I saw in theaters was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and that was very special for me.
Oh my God!
Because Tarantino's my favorite director, so I was like, finally, finally get to see it.
That movie was the fucking tip when I saw
that.
He
supposedly scrapped his.
Yeah,
he walked away.
Yeah,
he dropped it. He dropped it. He dropped it.
I guess
he's gonna do something else.
Same thing almost happened for The Hateful Eight. I remember.
Wait, he dropped it?
Yeah,
he dropped it. He's not
making that movie anymore?
No.
Wow.
So maybe we're gonna get Star Trek with a hard R.
No, I doubt it.
Well, hey, he's talked about it. He loves Chris Pine, and honestly, I love that because I feel,
is he going to direct Sonic 4? That's the question.
Oh my God!
No, Shadow is going to help everyone escape the Matrix. That's actually what Sonic 5 is going to do.
Yeah.
Here's a good question for you because I rewatched the J.J. Abrams, the first Star Trek, not too long ago. What is J.J. Abrams' best movie in your guys' opinion? Like his film and TV collection, he's all over the place, I feel like, and he's really done.
I haven't seen a lot of his stuff, to be honest.
I gotta look at his filmography. I can't remember what all he's done.
Off the top of my head, I would say either
Super 8.
I didn't rewatch it.
me.
Yeah, he did do Mission Impossible 3.
Yeah, Mission Impossible 3, right? Yeah.
I might have just basic ass takes, but I would say Force Awakens, and then out of the Star Trek movies, I actually like Into Darkness the best.
Okay.
What's weird is that, like, I think
I also know nothing about Star Trek. I watch. My dad likes Star Trek, and I was like, "Oh, these are Star Warsy. I like it."
I mean, I think Star Trek. I mean, it's Super 8 probably. Yes, Super 8. But Mission Impossible 3 is really good.
I like that one.
Like, I watched the first 4, like back to back. They were on Netflix at a time before like the end of the year and into this year, and I'm like, the first one. Great start. Second one, third one. I really liked the third one, especially Philip Seymour Hoffman is phenomenal in that movie.
When they've got him strapped, hanging out from the plane. That
from
so
a
many
technical
great
perspective
sequences in there.
It's probably either Mission Impossible 3 or Star Trek. It's got to be one of those two for me. Technically speaking, it's got to be one of those two for me.
Instead of we're just gonna do. Like, we're going to do a new timeline, but we're going to intertwine the original timeline.
That was cool.
Like, somehow,
I just like Benedict Cumberbatch trying to squeeze people's fucking heads into like a little.
That was sauce. That was the sauce. Will not lie.
Awesome.
The only thing that was really frustrating is the fact that they were like, he's not Khan.
He's not Khan, bro.
See, I have none of that. I have none of that at all. I knew he was Khan going into it. I didn't know they were literally false advertising the movie before it. So I already went in knowing the twist. I was like, I just want to see a good movie. And I had so much fun watching that movie.
Benedict Cumberbatch was going like, well, my name is, and like the name they give in the movie. But
John
he's like,
Harris or something.
John Harris. And so, and then every time they asked JJ, he's like, no, he's playing a new character. Like, I mean, technically, because he's not the same Khan of the original timeline, so technically he's a new character.
Do you know some of the BTS from that one? So so that's my first time knowing Benedict Cumberbatch, and I became a fan of his. But to me, I grew up with Ricardo Montalban. That is Khan for me. And what was weird is that later on, I've heard that they were trying to get Benicio del Toro to play Khan, and I was like, "What?
That would have been fucking dope."
And the reason why is that they didn't want to pay him what he he cost, and I was just like, one of the greatest actors.
Fucking dude in The Last Jedi. The fuck?
Well, Disney's got that bag.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Like, then he took a nothing role in The Last Jedi. Thanks, Rian Johnson.
I actually like him in The Last Jedi. I think he's funny.
That whole sequence, though, that whole casino world.
Oh, I don't like Canto Bite, but he's the only highlight of it for me.
Him and the location as a concept are great ideas.
I loved all the. I loved all the.
Not that guy.
Need a lift.
I loved all the theories around the time when he was casted. Oh, he's gonna play a Sith, like a Sith,
which would have been fucking dope.
Remember, people were saying he was an older Ezra, and it's just like it's not.
No,
he would be a badass Sith though.
If they would have brought him as Ezra, they would not have. No, you don't do that in a Last Jedi movie. Like, no,
that would make no sense.
There are a lot of things Rian Johnson should not have done in The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I think first was just
someone start a list.
The dropping of the bombs with no.
I'm a Last Jedi defender, but I will say
that was good. That was good. Like, the opening dogfight in space was dope as fuck.
Yes,
the banter,
the
banter. Yeah. Between Oscar Isaac and General Hux was dumb as fuck.
Yeah, it was.
Mama, what do you say you're cutting out? I was like, what?
That movie screwed with Poe. Such a misbag. They made Poe such a badass in the first movie.
Like, I love Rian Johnson, but
charisma.
The comedy just didn't work at all.
Right.
Thank God for Knives Out for me, because I love
Knives Out and Glass Onion, both of them. I love them.
Is there a third one coming out?
I cannot. Dude, I need every Benoit Blanc movie. Just give me them all. Give me.
They're
everything.
so good. They're so good.
Funny enough,
fucking amazing.
For Last Jedi, I prefer the making of than the actual film. Like, the making of.
The documentary is fire.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Good. Yeah. We got some great memes, though. It was good for one thing. They were just incredible.
If you look at the making of The Force Awakens, it's like JJ and Kaz, and everyone was like, "Yeah, we want to make a great Star Wars movie." Blah 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, that's a great, fine, dandy. But then you go to the behind the scenes of the making of The Last Jedi, and it's all about Rian Johnson making his Star Wars movie, and he looks like he's about to fucking crack every step of the way. And it's like, are you sure you were the right guy for the job? I don't think so, personally.
I thought it was.
I think he was. It's just Disney should have put up stronger parameters on what he was allowed to do.
That is.
I don't know. I don't know why they let him run completely wild in the middle of a trilogy.
Yeah. I don't know.
I blame Disney more than Rian Johnson. If you're handing Rian Johnson a movie and basically saying, "Here, make a Star Wars movie. Just fucking do whatever you want," pretty much.
In the middle of a trilogy.
Yeah, it's not on him. It's on Disney.
We're gonna do 3 films, and we're gonna have 3 different directors.
And then they fucked it even more. It's like, oh, then we're gonna have the first director come back, and you guys are just gonna be playing a tug of war.
Okay, but to be fair, he came back because the guy making the 3rd movie got completely fucked in that the main actress of his movie passed away, so he no longer third movie.
Honestly, the Princess Leia stuff I think is maybe the best stuff in the entire movie of The Rise of Skywalker.
That's fair.
I enjoy that stuff.
And it's crazy because they didn't have a lot of work with.
And they didn't have much to do. So I was actually very impressed watching The Rise of Skywalker, how they were able to give Leia an arc, kind of.
How did you
pretty
feel
much
about
on stock footage?
Yeah, and that was great.
I like, even though it's kind of questionable, when you see young Luke training with young Leia.
Oh, I want a whole show of that. That'd be fucking amazing. Animated, I don't care. Just give me that.
I think animated would be the best.
Animated.
Route.
Just give me that. Yeah. Give me all of that. Because people flip out. Look, people flip out about the Mary Poppins Leia thing. I love the idea of Leia having the Force, so that scene doesn't bother me. Was it shot a little goofy? Yeah, maybe. But the idea of Leia having the Force is fucking awesome.
Yes,
that's.
Right.
So just give me dude, I would die for a Luke and Leia show of him just training Leia.
That movie, Skywalkers, the concepts are so good.
I think the trilogy has amazing concepts in it. Yeah. It's just they couldn't decide which concepts to run with, and it's just
you have a writer's room. You put in Ryan and Colin in that room, and you say,
plan the trilogy.
Yeah.
I want this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, literally
Yeah,
the 5
that'd be
minutes
great.
that we got of Luke boarding that what was
Dude, the
ship in
Mandalorian. Yeah. Oh my
exactly,
god.
that's what
I
was gonna
literally,
say.
I was
Bro,
crying. I was edging. I was, dude, shitting, pissing, everything.
Crying,
Like I was.
throwing up.
Is
Yeah,
that
I
on
couldn't
camera
handle
somewhere,
it.
Johnny?
No, it was just
Dude,
in my living room.
it
It
should
looked
be,
like a
though. It should
fucking
be on
like
camera.
painting, like a fucking like the blue, like the fucking paint splatters,
It was
just
your-
bodily
it was
fluids all over my
that
living
was your
room.
Picasso.
You know,
Yeah.
I think Johnny just brought up a really good point about Mandalorian season 2 finale. Like, that was like one of the few times when it came to television and Star Wars where I was actually emotional and in my 6-year-old self again, because
it was the Vader hallway scene, but Luke.
But revert, exactly, yeah. And I was just,
and that was a great parallel. Poetry, it rhymes. Like it was great.
Yeah,
but I like
100%.
that finale, and people, and I love that you guys talk about it. But to me, what I always love about the finale is that you built up that whole episode, and Bo and Casca and Kara and Fennec are just duking it out, doing this stuff, and then you get a fight with Gideon and Mando. To me, what was cool about that is that, like, yes, Luke arrives and saves, but also it's the cool moment with Mando being like, I'm breaking the code for this kid, for his face and whatnot.
Yeah.
I remember everybody, almost all the compilations I saw, the mashups, which anyone who cries about reaction stuff, watch those mashups. That's what a good show and a community does, where everybody.
Yeah.
I remember being like, Chainsaw talks about how much Akazan means a lot to him and me. And I was like, I remember him being like, this really fucking sucks. This might be one of the most emotional moments in the history of Star Wars. And it was about a dude with a bucket and a little green kid. Like, and the fact that the guy that we thought about,
a dude with a
bucket.
the guy that we thought about,
Step up from the
that comes back and does what we wanted him to do, at least for just 5 minutes. That's all I ever wanted. Just 5 minutes of that.
And it wasn't even like Luke was just there for the sake of having Luke being there. It made sense. They were building towards it, kind of like the whole scene, like, oh, you got to find another Jedi to like train him or whatever. And then
it wasn't doing popcorn bucket.
Oh yeah.
So you have two guys behind the stage waiting to come in. Andy and Bizzy are here. Welcome, guys.
Hey,
welcome.
Yeah,
welcome, guys.
Who was talking about edging during that scene?
Johnny. That dude up there.
Solidarity.
Nice. Appreciate it.
That's the way to do it.
I'm always honest.
Why does Bizzy look like he's about to drop the most fire album possible?
He is. He just recorded it. He just recorded it.
You got that cut.
Bizzy, did you change your setup at all? It looks different.
Phil, your diss track's coming, bro. Watch out.
For sure.
He's producing Kendrick's diss track.
Everyone's doing it.
He's on Kendrick's side.
I've been writing for Benzino and Drake, so watch out.
You understand I am Snoop Phil, right? I am going to bust your ass and turn it into grass.
Nah, no, with the amount of like weed you consume, you are Snoop. Nah, you are him, my fault.
Look at this green behind me, Chief. Come on, man.
I shouldn't be threatening you.
Bizzy's going aluminum, not
plastic. Yeah, 3 days now.
Yo.
Room's about to go up in smoke.
But nah, I got the same setup that I always have. I'm using this camera instead of that camera.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I'm the only. Getting back to Star Wars, I've been following your conversation the past few minutes. Am I the only person who liked Ahsoka?
Oh, I
love Ahsoka.
You're not alone.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
There are a lot of good things about it.
It might be my favorite Star Wars show, live action.
It's my favorite.
I'm going to share with you guys an extremely hot take.
Okay, here we go.
That kind of plays into that. Okay. Listen, as much as I love Clone Wars, Rebels is my favorite Star Wars show.
I agree with that.
Oh, I'll co-sign that all day.
It's not.
I will co-sign with you on that.
Okay, well, because from what a lot of people usually give me shit about.
Yeah,
that.
no,
I won't give you shit. I disagree, but I respect it.
I have a few.
I never watched it.
Because I love,
and you probably didn't watch the prequels either. So
it's like Clone Wars and Rebels. They there's like some things Clone Wars does better. There's some things Rebels does better. Like for me, like Clone Wars is like, oh, this arc and this arc and this arc. Whereas Rebels is like, it's all about the crew, and you grow more attached to the characters that way.
I'll say this:
I'm much more attached to
the the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars. I've said it. If they edited more as a movie, that could rival any of the movies.
Yes.
That's how
I agree. Absolutely. And absolutely no shade to Clone Wars because it's right up there with Rebels. It's close.
Hey, I'm a Darth Maul fanboy. Both shows gave me just fantastic Maul content, so I love them both.
It saves the Maul character because they completely butchered him in the first movie, and he was just
bro.
Yeah, figuratively.
All the Maul stuff in Clone Wars is like peak Star Wars.
They cut him off at the legs without any redemption.
No,
he had no legs to stand on.
No.
Do you guys think that there is a solid? I would say I'm on the fence about this, but MCU, Disney, Star Wars, Disney, MCU. Is there a single solid season of a live action show that they've done, like through and through, whether it's a 6-episode series?
Loki. We were just talking about
Loki
it. The Mandalorian season.
We're including Star Wars.
All right, Loki. I'd say Loki. I'll even say
season 1.
Ahsoka.
Mandalorian
season
2.
The first 2 seasons of the Mandalorian.
Yes.
But Mando, solid, great episodes. But you still get caught up with like bullshit side quests and like, all right, I gotta wait one more week.
It doesn't take away from the
They
fact
still
that
add, and they're great seasons. Yeah,
I'll say this:
is grating after a while. I feel like for as great as some episodes were,
season 3 was
some of them were just like, oh,
yeah,
that was fun.
Season 3 brought the show down, but you can't ignore seasons 1 and 2.
No, 1 and 2 are cinema.
Seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah,
in seasons 1 and 2, there's so much filler that's just like,
WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, like the first, like, sorry, go on.
Yeah,
I love the journey I went with Wanda.
But after WandaVision, any of those Marvel shows, like
I think the only Marvel show is probably Loki, to be honest.
You said
Loki
live
is
action.
fantastic through and
Loki
through.
is a 10 out of 10.
Loki is a 10 out of 10.
Loki might be the best show on Disney Plus. Just
they make enjoyable stuff, but I don't know if
it's the best Marvel show on Disney Plus.
The level of like that's just solid content that could stand up against. I don't know. I think of Punisher and Daredevil, and I'm like, those are way better than anything.
X-Men 97 season 1.
Oh, X-Men 97. Fair point. X-Men 97.
Keeping it live action, just in the sense of what they've been able to do that way.
Nick, that's what I'm saying. That like, even I think it's gonna hit the landing. I think it's gonna nail it. But I would say this: that the writing for X-Men 97 rivals anything live action has done thus far.
X-Men 97's writing is better than a lot of the live action.
That's where I'm like, it's kind of embarrassing that like I'm not calling X-Men 97 a throwaway Marvel deal or anything. Obviously, fans of X-Men, fans of the show will come and watch this. But
you guys are all wrong. You guys are
trying
all
to think
wrong.
objectively. I look at the. I'm just hey now.
Come on, how
do you expect on Megan Thee Stallion?
Wait, who left?
I drove someone away. I'm sorry.
Busy left.
Busy left. Oh no.
But I don't know. Like there's a point where if your animation or and I'm not calling X-Men 97 a throwaway at all. I'm thinking in terms of, when someone tells me like, oh, there's a Flash movie, you mean like the running guy? They made a movie for a
I had to make a statement by leaving.
Superhero, I'm like,
I respected your statement. I stood in solidarity.
The general public are foolish, but if I'm Disney and X-Men 97 is as amazing as it is, and it's better than most of what they've put out, I feel like you got to start reevaluating things. And you're right.
They have.
Yeah, they should.
If you've been paying attention, they have. The thing is, X-Men 97.
I know they're saying that they're going to course correct and we're going to focus on better writing because Ronin's right. The writing
they push so much
really
shit
what
out.
anchors it.
Only Deadpool Wolverine's command. That's the only thing for the movie side.
Well,
they push a lot of their shit out. Huh?
Thank God.
Echo came out earlier this year.
But that was already done, and that
forgot about that already.
In terms of like a movie.
That
wasn't
Agatha TV show comes out at the end of the year too. Apparently,
I heard. Yeah.
Oh my God! Don't remind me.
How many? Like what different names that?
Wait, what TV show?
Agatha.
Oh,
yes, the Coven. The Coven.
That did not need to happen.
Speaking of upcoming Marvel projects, I was how many of you were up to date with the CinemaCon stuff, like the news and stuff that came out of CinemaCon?
Yeah,
sort of, kinda.
So I have just kind of turned a new leaf because I was kind of excited for this new Captain America movie coming out in February.
Yeah, I got work early in the morning, so I'm gonna head out. And I don't want to dive into spoilers, so I'll talk to you guys later. You guys are fantastic. Thank you, Chainsaw.
Busy. I want to say one thing. Busy.
What?
That ending to this recent episode of X-Men.
Bro, you didn't watch it with me. You left during the one episode that a character named Ronin appeared.
Bro.
And you shaved your mustache, bro. We're not friends right now.
Oh.
No fans in the industry, my brother.
Wow.
What the fuck was that?
He dropped his mic and left.
He really is in the studio cooking right now. He's going crazy.
Yeah,
I got the bars to get down,
But
it's just,
back to the point, I think Marvel's rushing shit out because under Bob Paycheck, He was just like saying,
paycheck.
Funny joke.
Like is that what Donald Trump calls him or some shit?
No,
that's I've heard that before.
But,
old Bob paycheck over there.
Under his regime, he was forcing all the studios to just push shit out. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
And so now under Bob Iger, he's like, okay, you're going to scale down and you're going to take your time and you're actually going to get showrunners, unlike before where you had no other option but just to go. And I think X-Men 97 took 3 years, so they had a lot more time with animation. They had a lot more time. Live action, it's like as soon as scripts are done, okay, let's go start shooting.
Here's $200 million for She-Hulk.
And look at the coordination it did. Like I remember when the story came out from after in the Multiverse of Madness, right before it was like, yeah, people writing it. We didn't watch WandaVision, or we didn't.
Also,
it was just like
one of the reasons why Scott Derrickson was getting so frustrated and why he left the project, because as they're trying to work on the script, they kept making changes in WandaVision because they were just constantly like just making different. So they had to keep reworking the script because it directly ties in. So that was frustrating. So I think they are now
boner in the movie or in
the
show now. We're flying by the seat of our pants.
So that was the thing. They're going to course correct. That's why they push a lot of stuff out. That's why Ironheart is like pushed way out because that's done, but they're not releasing it right now. And I feel like that's why they're pushing. That's why Captain America is doing because Captain America 4 is doing a bunch of reshoots.
Yes,
because the original version of that film is not good, and that's why they push it so far.
Got a whole restart.
Yeah, and Thunderbolts, same thing. I feel like it's because at the time Kevin Feige was just like he had no control over so much stuff at once, and it was all happening at the same time. This is why all this is happening now. So I'm hoping that Iger, because under Iger, the MCU was crushing it.
Yeah.
And now they have him back and he's there through 2026 at least or so.
Thank God.
Yeah. So hopefully this will be
interesting. It'll be interesting to see what they get up to.
Also the specials. I think the specials don't get as much love or appreciation.
Werewolf by Night was I liked Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night
was great. The holiday special was cool, but it's
the Guardians
it's the best thing the Guardians ever did. I'll just put it that way.
I mean, they did get Kevin Bacon. I mean,
they did.
Kevin Bacon at per point.
And Mantis was glorious.
James Gunn doing his little like stutter dance thing.
Someone brought up. Someone was going to mention like another upcoming Marvel project. I forget.
Okay. So there was a whole thing that at CinemaCon they were talking about. Like just like the overall feel of the movie, no like spoilers or anything. But Anthony Mackie was talking about how like this Captain America movie is like a soft reboot for the character, and I was like, I'm kind of glad about it because as much as I love like, like as much as I want it to be like connected to Steve Rogers and stuff, it needs to be its own thing. They're starting this new phase.
Needs to be a story about.
Yes, it needs to be a story,
and not just him being Captain America.
Exactly, and not just like hanging off the shoestring of
Steve Rogers. Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Right, exactly.
To me, when Steve gave him the shield and say try it on, to me that was earnest because the dude had his back even when the world turned their back on him.
Oh and
I always felt that it was justified that he would get the shield, and I appreciated the journey he went on in Falcon Winter Soldier. And what was a good plus for him was that he met people like John Walker and Bradley.
Yeah, I agree. I really liked that show. I thought it was a really good bridge from what should be to this. But what really excited me is that they were talking about, they're like, because Civil War was very much like it wasn't like, I wouldn't say a cameo fest, but it was very much different from Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Yeah. But it was like a necessary step in.
It was a diet.
Right. No, it was. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, they were talking about just like the feel. They were talking about the feel of
the Winter Soldier,
Captain America.
Oh, yeah.
And they said that it is much more like a political thriller, and like it will challenge like what you're thinking in the ways that like Winter Soldier did. And I'm like, yes, that is what I need to hear to give me more confidence.
From what I heard,
10 years ago when Soldier came out.
Who's Hydra?
Which is weird though, because like you have Tim Blake Nelson returning as his character from the Hulk.
The leader,
And I'm like, how does that fit into like this movie being grounded? Because the leader
is where they're screwing around because Edward Norton, obviously they don't want to give Hulk a movie at all in general.
Which
they can't.
They can't.
They can't.
Thing.
Yep.
Universal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they're bringing the leader back. I'm surprised because the Russo brothers, I'm sorry they didn't do it. You know, because they were like,
can they not lease somehow in the sense that Spider-Man is leased for No Way Home?
Universal will not play ball. Universal will not play ball.
Doesn't quite work like that.
Hard ass.
Universal wants a huge payout, and Marvel's like, we're not doing it because they don't.
Yeah, because Marvel's got no money to pay.
Well, no, but okay, is a Hulk movie gonna make $1 billion? No. We're not gonna make $1 billion. No.
I would take a Hulk project that they spend the money. I'm like $200 million for She-Hulk could have gone somewhere else to actually have.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just don't
think Edward Norton should still get a shot somewhere in the multiverse.
Which is weird because She-Hulk left out with a cliffhanger of Hulk having a son. So I'm like, where are they gonna pick that up?
Probably in Avengers 5.
Yeah.
Edward Norton's not gonna happen. That's
never.
Never
happen. I know.
Done.
Yeah. They screwed the pooch on that one because he was fantastic.
Did they or did he? I think he's the one who's.
Yeah, he's just not the easiest to work with. Yeah. Basically, he tried to direct and rewrite the movie himself, so that's why he kind of got booted.
He wanted control over the script, and like, we're not giving you writing credit. And he's like, well, then I'm done. I'm not doing promotions. Like, all right, well, then you're gonna get recast. Simple as that. Because he didn't promote the movie. Because he wanted writing credit because he made changes. Like, no, because the majority of the script is still what was written by the writer. Well, I want credit. No, not happening.
I mean, I love Edward Norton, but I think Mark Ruffalo is better anyway. But that's just me.
Well, it's almost unfair. Like,
totally.
Avengers 1 Hulk.
Yeah, well, tonally they're different. Like, they're different. Like interpretations of the same character. Like, you know,
like
if I was watching,
like I said, like Hulk and the Avengers is a soft reboot of the character
running
in the
through
MCU.
Rio de Janeiro, and like I don't know, there's so many sequences of the Incredible Hulk that are just
honestly,
I
love that movie.
like
it was a soft
Hulk and Avengers and everything. It's like, oh, it's awesome.
I don't think he'll come back in the multiverse. The movie wasn't great, but Eric Bana, I actually didn't mind him as Bruce.
I feel like Eric Bana has more of a chance of coming back for Secret Wars than fucking Edward Norton does.
Eric Banana,
but
no, that's not gonna happen.
The Hulk and in the Hulk dogs, it was like whatever. But I thought it was interesting I think it was an interesting choice for Bruce at the time.
That'd be like getting Terrence Howard to come back as another Rhodes.
No,
it's not gonna happen.
You know what? At some point, they're gonna come around to it because they're like, screw it. You know, it's almost comical that we're gonna get him back for like,
and they'll do the same joke again. He'll show up and he'll look at the War Machine next time again. Next time.
No,
they still don't do it.
It's fascinating with the movie of Hulk there, where it was following very much the comics, or from my childhood, the animated series, where he was just trying to find a cure for himself the whole time. Mm-hmm. And what I dug about Mark's initial start with Hulk is that he was jumping off what Bill Bixby had done with the OG series, which is my favorite interpretation of where you do with Bruce and the Hulk, where it's just like, okay, it's the guy trying to keep himself, but he has to help people because he's a good person. But if you piss him off, you're fucked.
The Incredible Hulk movie is very much inspired and in a few ways like derivative of the Bill Bixby show, because I mean you even have like a musical throwback. There's this thing where they bring back the musical.
It's not a bad movie. It's not a bad.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
You know, there's a point where like he gets the envelope at the end and it says David Banner. That's the figure of himself. You know, so it's art inspires art. And it's a shame that
have they done like a Hulk versus Godzilla. I don't know why, but just as far as like get nuclear atomic Godzilla fighting against Hulk, I'm like
that's why I'm like bring in Fin Fang Foom at some point. I really want to see like someone go up against Fin Fang Foom.
That's actually one character I don't think they can use because of some contractual nonsense.
I think that's what it is. That's why they had to change Shang-Chi's origin.
Yep,
because of that.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
It's like either something.
Well, no, Shang-Chi's origin was like really like racist when it was originally.
That's what it was.
Well, but also it does tie into Fin Fang Foom, and so they had to change it. It regardless, they were going to change it anyways. But like he was attached to his origin in the comics, so like we're going to go our own different route, which it worked. Like
they brought the dragon.
Shang-Chi was good too.
To me, by the way, I love Shang-Chi.
Yeah, Shang-Chi
that movie is fire.
That is a great Marvel movie.
It is a really good movie.
It is the best update to the blueprint that is Iron Man.
Ooh.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you.
Okay. What does that mean?
It's one of the best origin movies.
Thank you.
It follows a lot of the same beats, but it does it better than most. And it,
so if you look at
I like it better than Iron Man.
Yeah, if you look at Iron Man as like the blueprint for a lot of Marvel Studios origin films, Shang-Chi is the best update to that blueprint.
Sure. Mm-hmm. It's a solid film. Like, honestly, it didn't do much wrong.
I was.
I didn't like Awkwafina in the movie, but really, other than that,
I don't like Awkwafina, but I actually thought she was really good in
Yeah, I didn't like her in Kung Fu Panda 4.
Not the Mandalorian.
And I thought it was a good kind of like redemption of Ben Kingsley. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I actually enjoyed him in Shang-Chi.
As much as I despise Iron Man 3.
I hate Iron Man 3, but I liked him in Shang-Chi.
Fucking bad movie.
Iron Man 3 hit with the...
I can't stand that fucking movie.
Yeah, Iron Man 3 is just
not good. It's not a good movie.
Let me get
it's the worst Iron Man movie by far, I think.
By and far.
Yeah.
So I'm curious now of people's takes. What's the worst film in the Infinity Saga?
Thor Ragnarok, without question.
What?
I know, dude.
Okay, Thor in the Infinity Saga. Yeah, Thor Ragnarok, without question.
I was, you know, it's funny you mentioned that. I was just gonna talk about like how much that movie ruined Hulk for me. Like, I'm sorry. That's where it all went downhill. That's when they turned him into this big, funny guy.
Taika Waititi turned both Hulk and Thor into clowns.
And Thor, yeah, I was gonna say Thor.
I just can't.
Thor, especially.
Yeah.
We'll never have a badass Thor again.
No. So I
thought Thor was pretty badass in Ragnarok.
I forget who we were talking about was
badass
maybe
moments, but
circling around the new Thor project. But it was someone who I was like, oh well, I don't see them doing a Marvel movie, but if they did, it's pretty intense. It's the guy from what was that Hemsworth Netflix deal he did? Where he's just a badass army guy. Extraction. I think they were saying that the Extraction director, it's like Sam Hargrave.
Yeah.
He was maybe being circled for a potential Thor project. And I'm like, dude, get that team, get that combo. Get rid of the kid. I don't give a damn about. I'm like, I need a Thor. No, this is like Black Adam type stuff. I'm like, take this kid out of this movie. I don't need
for a fact they won't.
Bullshit little characters in here.
I was gonna say, like, are they really gonna take feedback from Love and Thunder and like proceed accordingly? They probably won't. But like,
I'm like, give me Thor versus Hercules and just let it be badass.
Yeah,
they are taking feedback.
For the love of God, recast Hercules, please. Recast Hercules.
That too.
They are taking at least the feedback because Taika Waititi.
He's out, right?
Oh, here you go.
Wait, repeat yourself, James.
Taika Waititi. Taika Waititi's out. So
yes, okay, is that confirmed?
Yes, it's clear he's not coming back. Like it's done.
I wasn't sure.
Hey, Draven, you got to stop talking so much, man. I'm kind of like,
Draven, man, you're
it's
talking
kind
a
of
lot,
bugging me a little bit.
You're talking so much, man. Can't get a word in edgewise. The fuck, man. You
All
tired there, little boy?
No, I'm actually not tired.
What's on your mind? What you been watching?
He's got so much
Fallout.
I ain't been doing shit.
Yeah,
bro.
Fallout.
Fallout was fucking
I watched
soft.
Fallout. I'm playing Fallout New Vegas. I bought a house.
Congratulations.
I'm working. What?
He said, and we bought a zoo.
Oh.
He bought a zoo, yeah.
Yeah, just hanging out, watching Knuckles next week. That's about it.
Yes.
Nice.
Keanu.
I heard that's a show.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't know it was a show.
You heard right.
Yeah, you interrupt me in my moment of sorrow.
No, I really like
I love
Fallout,
Sonic too.
Fallout was fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I've been listening.
Unintended.
I got 2 episodes left, but same here. I was driving downtown yesterday, and I'm
Bro,
like,
that last episode,
the best of.
Right.
At this show easily, and you know me, I love The Last of Us.
Yep.
It gives The Last of Us, Castlevania, and Arcane a run for their money, in my opinion.
Yeah, Fallout's fucking good.
I was talking with some about The Last of Us versus Fallout because it's it's two totally different deals. I think that The Last of Us does some things better than Fallout in terms of some of the intensity you might feel in some of those moments. I think production design, as far as the makeup goes, everything in Fallout is pretty great. I think it's the first season. I think it's going to get better.
Can you make my cock explode? That's my
right.
favorite. Yeah, dude.
Where was that on my verbal tree?
Maximus, can you make my cock explode?
Or how about the freaking cold worshipping scene, man? That was nuts.
Yeah, I saw some titties. I liked it. Sorry.
It's no, but I'm like, it is literally, but it scratched such an itch where everything on my feed now, people are talking about like, what are the vaults really doing, or what? The vaults aren't a great thing.
Dude, they're like
season 2.
Play the game.
So many doors are opened up for season 2. Like
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Especially
like,
one of those last shots.
And Norm too. Like Norm, not gonna get into any spoilers, but man.
Now with the response from season 1, they're gonna actually do weekly releases for season 2.
I hope so.
Because I think releasing all at once might have like it may have helped it now, but I think it might be more beneficial to do week to week.
Build it as it goes.
The showrunner of Scott Pilgrim Takes Off went like,
he went
like, yo,
so
what
mad.
the fuck? Like,
yeah,
everybody was like, yo.
He's like, imagine if X-Men 97 dropped all at once. Like, I mean, I would love it, but at the same time, it'd be really shit.
I get what he's saying, but at the same time, if that's the way you feel, you should have fought harder to have your fucking show released week by week.
Netflix wouldn't have done it though. That's the problem.
Bullshit, they've done it before.
But they do it in parts, so you still get episode drops, and then you have to wait. Yeah, but
we'll give you 1 through 3 now, and then in July we'll give you episode 4.
Let's look at what. Okay, here's what shows do it for Netflix: Bridgerton, Stranger Things, The Witcher in its 3rd season. Not many shows get breaks, but they still drop episodes.
Cobra Kai too.
Yeah. Oh, Cobra Kai. No, Cobra Kai dropped all at once.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
and Stranger Things is kind of an asterisk because they dropped like a shit.
Let's not talk about that show.
They dropped like 6, and then the last 2 they dropped on.
That's talk about it's like Yellowstone. They dropped how many episodes?
Phil, you don't like Stranger Things?
Fuck no.
Oh my god. Dude.
No. So you hate fun.
Understand. But the point is,
that's my favorite show.
I'm sorry.
The point is that
genuinely sorry.
It's very limited, and it's for shows that have proven to get a lot of viewer attention. Scott Pilgrim is a very popular film that people enjoy, and I think it's a cult following. However, that show, even though as good as people are saying it was never going to hit the levels of that, and it's one season.
Same.
It's not like it's been around for 2 or 3 seasons, and now we're gonna do a drop and then a drop part 2.
It needs more Michael Cera.
I will say though,
everything needs more Michael Cera.
Prime Video has been dropping a lot of good shit, bro. We got
All
Out, Has Been Hotel,
Has Been.
The Boys,
Invincible.
Mrs. Smith.
Invincible.
Oh, your favorite show, Phil. You're Invincible.
I didn't.
Hey, Draven, don't you hate Invincible? No, I'm just kidding. I have to start that show.
No, that's
not anymore, bro. I watched it finally.
Yeah. Draven made that fucking fake clickbait bullshit video. Now he loves it, man. Asshole.
I was ready. The GIF I had in mind was ready when I started hearing he was like, I'm liking it, and I just put Morpheus. He's beginning.
I really want to see season 3 now.
Of course you do, Draven. Of course you do.
Have you seen the Adam Eve special?
No, I haven't watched that yet.
Good, don't.
What do you really think?
Yeah, what do you really think there, buddy?
What about Invincible? I think the animation's trash. That's what I think. The animation looks like fucking garbage.
Who invited J. Jonah Jameson into the chat?
So you don't like it?
No, dude.
No, not particularly. No.
When are we getting the Blade Runner TV show? Is that
go see? I haven't finished it yet, but go see Black Lotus. I like Black Lotus from what I saw of it. It's HBO. Nobody really heard from it. It was from Crunchyroll. It has Jessica Henwick as the lead. It is awesome.
Black Lotus.
Animation is 3D-ish. It feels like early 2000s.
I've never heard of this.
But it is new.
Is it new?
No, it's been out for years.
Oh.
Yeah.
You said it's HBO?
Anime?
Yes. Max.
So Amazon's got the Blade Runner live action series.
Yes, that one they're getting. Yeah.
$20.99, I think is what it's called.
Yeah,
and
50,
also
50 years after.
And also, love it or hate it, it's also got Lord of the Rings. Rings of Power.
Yes.
Rings of Power.
I think Rings of Power will be
as soon to be
season.
God of War.
Oh well, that's still ways away.
Yeah.
The Rock as Kratos.
No.
The Rock can play the rock that he throws.
Timothy Chalamet.
Decapitate me, boy.
Nah, man, watch them cast Tom Holland.
I think it's
the Rock body.
Yeah.
To me, I'm waiting for the Dark Tower. That's the thing. Next Prime Video that
Under the Blue Sea.
I'm like, please do the Dark Tower right. And they have Mike Flanagan. So
that's the
Mike Flanagan, right? Mike Flanagan.
Oh, Mike Flanagan's doing the Dark Tower.
Yeah.
That man.
Oh, I'm sold already. I watch it.
That's why he left.
Mike Flanagan.
He went to Amazon.
Is the shit.
That's why.
Midnight Mass. Whew.
Well, it's
Gerald's game.
Are great.
Gerald's game.
Gerald's game, bro.
That's that gas.
Yeah.
That was so speaking of interesting theater experiences, I remember seeing Hush at South by Southwest.
Ooh, that's a great movie too.
Packed theater, incredible sound system, and then obviously half the movie is silent, muffled, and whatever. Yeah. It was such a unique experience because people are obviously like, "Oh my God, girl, like turn around, he's behind you." She just heard nothing, and so there's all this suspense, the suspense that.
And in that movie, her friend walks up with a Midnight Mass book, which is a little tie-in.
Oh shit!
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, Midnight Mass has a Dark Tower
Manor, like.
Maybe.
That got crazy. Just these fucking random bookshelves in the shows. Like, yeah, I'm gonna make that one day.
Did you guys watch Oculus?
Oculus is good. I love Dr. Sleep. I
love Dr. Sleep.
Was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, like Mike Flanagan, dude. Give him. This is my propaganda I'm pushing. Give him Nightmare on Elm Street. He will fuck. Oh my God, he'd fuck that shit up.
Give this man the universal dark universe.
Let this
man be the Kevin Feige.
Give him anything he wants, horror related, honestly. But like he's been petitioning for Nightmare on Elm Street. Give Mike Flanagan Nightmare on Elm Street.
He's wanted to be Dark Tower for a long time, so Amazon got the rights, and they're like, "You want to leave Netflix? Go over here." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah." So it's unfortunate, but you know,
It prequel series Welcome to Derry also coming later this year.
Yeah,
this year.
Sign me the fuck up.
Or is it next year?
I think it
might be this year.
I want to see Pennywise doing that thing again where he like does like
the fucking Fortnite dance.
Because I love both movies of the It movies, and I think
they're both good.
Yeah, so like now this is
part one is an all timer.
Like
part one is like the idea of Stranger Things and this idea of having kids trauma bond and everything. What they did in the first It film made me so much more concerned and enthralled by these kid characters in a way that Stranger Things, I was like, I enjoy this, but it's they slow roll the seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I
so much changes over time, and that's why in It Part 2 loved the adult stuff to a degree.
Bill Hader,
the kids stuff felt a little forced. It's like,
Bill
all right,
Hader,
we're all like 4 years older now, but we're pretending to wear like short shorts and we're here in the hammock.
That
and
trailer,
like, all right.
When the trailers were blowing up, how that was like lit the world on fire. Like rated R movie trailer just.
But those are great movies.
We are gonna be maxing out. We have RJ's here. Welcome, sir.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And Mike is here. Welcome.
What's
up?
You know, speaking of It, you know what my favorite thing about Pennywise is? That like he really just like roasts kids for a living.
Yeah.
Like, that's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like literally and figuratively.
He's just like, you're fat and you have no friends. Like that's just like that's what he does. He just goes and makes fun of them.
He's so deceptively cool when he brings the little girl in and she's got the birthmark. And
that was such a good scene.
It was.
If we're talking about horror movie clowns, though, Terrifier 3 this year.
Yeah.
Terrifier 3 this year. That's that gas. I can't wait.
I check out for those movies. I'm like the gore in some of those.
Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful carnage.
I have a question for all of you.
Magnificent carnage.
How are you guys Rebel Moon fans?
No, I can't wait for Friday.
Okay, because I did not like part 1, and I just found out that Zack Snyder has like 6 of these films lined up.
What?
Why?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not so much as like, well, yes, there's 6 films, but I read what article you're referring to.
2 films.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like if you look at the way Seven Samurai was split up into 1 and 2 parts, that's basically kind of how he's Shay Hatton and Joby Harold are like kind of approaching it, or is it John Kurtzstad? My bad. So they're basically saying we want to make a trilogy of films, but it's going to be films comprised in 2 parts each.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, I still hated the first one. So
I tell you what, I watched. They did an in-person screening in Seattle for the first one, and there were like 4 of us there. And, weirdly, I watched it on the screen there in a theater, thought it was fine, watched it the next day when it came out at home in 4K on the TV with, my sound system, whatever. Enjoyed it more then. Still was kind of like, I'm like, it leaves a lot to be desired. And because I know there is an entire other hour out there, and because I know there are scenes that they've filmed twice, there's different versions almost, and it's like we got to get this one out first, then we'll drop those eventually. So it felt like, all right, I like what they're setting up, but I really needed to spend more time with a few of these people in this first film to like really grab me. But I did get the book, and I read the kind of novelization that they did, which was pretty interesting. So I'm I think this next one, from everything I've heard from people who've seen it, obviously a lot more action heavy. We'll dive in more to some of those backstories. I think this will be a chance for people to kind of watch it and be like, all right, there's a lot of visual flair and a lot of I think a lot more backstory for those characters coming through.
I'll be honest, I totally forgot part 2 drops this Friday.
So I will say Zack Snyder is one of my favorites. Like, I adore Zack Snyder's Justice League. That movie's awesome, to say the least.
Awesome.
It's the greatest comic book team-up film of all time.
Yes.
Fair. That's a fair take. Yeah. And I watched part 1 and I was just like, it was hard for me to get through that. Like, I was like, I'm so bored. And that's like the worst thing. Cause like, I love bad movies too. Like, I like making fun of really bad movies. Like, that's like, it's fun for me, but there was nothing like, I was just watching. I was like, what am I looking like? I couldn't watch it. It was so bad.
I think the problem is that Netflix is like, hey, we're gonna let you do what you want, but we need a shorter cut that's PG-13. You can do your Snyder cut. Why didn't you just let him put out the original first film?
The metrics tell us you cannot have a movie over 2 hours. People will not watch more than 2 hours on Netflix.
It's not even
unless
that.
it's broken up into episodes.
It's over 2 hours. It's a lot of Netflix and chilling, bro.
I would understand.
Nobody had time to get Korra all the way to the climax of the film.
Meanwhile, they let Martin Scorsese make The Irishman a 4-hour movie on Netflix.
I would understand.
That's Martin freaking Scorsese.
Mamma mia, it's a cinema.
I would understand
when you make a movies like Martin Scorsese,
I would understand if they said.
I let Martin Scorsese do anything he wants to me. All right, never mind. That's crazy.
So
Apple still saw what happened with Martin Scorsese and Netflix. We're like, we're still going to throw an obscene amount of money at you for another long movie on our streaming service.
And it was a masterpiece.
I would understand if Netflix was like, hey, the PG-13 version, we're going to give a theatrical run for, and then you put out your longer R-rated cut on streaming.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that. Like, okay, we're going to put out this. Here's the thing. Okay, there's a lot of people that dislike the film. Who's going to watch the director's cut when it comes out? From the people that didn't like, who didn't like the original.
That's a really good point. If you didn't like the first, that's a really good.
Why are you going to spend 3 hours watching it if you didn't like the first one?
I like Batman vs Superman theatrical cut, and then watch the extended. I remember the first time I watched the extended cut of that, and I was like, "Oh my god, this fixes a lot of the things that I feel like skipped too quickly."
But
here's a lot of backstory.
But you're not the majority of audience goers that are not going to spend their time watching another movie again.
If anyone hated the initial cut of Rebel Moon, if they have any desire to go check out the R-rated cut, it's purely to see what was different. If they even hate it even more, you already know there's going to be hate watchers too. Like watchers are going to fucking watch it one way or the other.
Also a big difference is that with Batman v Superman or Justice League, those are household names. Like people know.
Yeah,
Batman.
That's what I was going to say. Like I want to watch.
Right.
Like even if the original was bad, then they'll want to see a better version because it's Batman v Superman. Like Rebel Moon is completely original.
And if you remember with the Ultimate Edition of BVS, they announced that was coming out like before the movie even released in theaters. If I remember correctly, like hey, this is, like the home video release is gonna have even more. Wait for that.
Did you see that clip where they were talking to Zack Snyder about of the 30 minutes or so they wanted to cut? He was like, filming the whole nightmare sequence in IMAX is what saved it from getting scrapped. He's like, because it's like, screw you guys, go tell IMAX you're going to get rid of all this footage.
We know there's director's cuts of these movies for the 2-part Rebel Moon.
Right.
We are not the majority of moviegoers that watch streaming movies, go to the theaters. We are in the very minority. And we think that, everyone thinks we do. Like, no, they don't. So if people watch Rebel Moon and went, nah, and when the director's cut come out, are they going to watch it? Most of people won't. I think that's going to backfire on Netflix.
Depends on how good that Netflix 10-second teaser is when you log into the app.
No, because
lasers.
People recently on Rebel Moon.
People are very picky in general with their films, and if they didn't like it, why would they watch a longer cut of it?
Yeah, I'll tell you what though. As much as I hated Rebel Moon Part 1, you better bet I'm going to be watching the second part because there's no way I'm going to hate it as much.
Well,
there's no way.
Last words.
The hope is obviously the director's cuts are going to be better.
Sure.
Yeah. But it's going to be hard to convince because I think the point made about it being Batman v Superman and Justice League, that's very different. Like those people know DC, that's very different. And obviously the whole bit of the Snyder cut, very different situation. But this, I think Netflix just backfired. They should not it would have made sense if they did a theatrical run of a lighter PG-13, or even the R cut. Just put out an R, like just do it. Like,
but why is Netflix just doing multiple versions of a film?
Netflix is building off that Snyder
this is
cut.
also
I know, but like it's just like just start with the Snyder cut. It's like, hey, it's a Snyder cut.
What a statement would have been to be like, we have the director's cut from the get go. We didn't have to do the same routine as other previous.
That's what I'm saying.
Just like get it out of the gate.
They wanted to bank on that routine, though. They wanted to bank on that Snyder cut.
That's what they wanted. It was a marketing thing. It's a marketing.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, because there wasn't as much of like the release the Snyder cut with Rebel Moon, it's
backfiring.
Because it's backfiring, right?
It's a
Rebel
disaster.
Moon was original. Rebel Moon was original, like exactly what you guys said. It's original. It's not the known product. So it's not like we're leading.
And it didn't help that like but it didn't help that a lot of stuff was very familiar to me already. And what's weird is that as soon as the movie ended, I didn't say I hate it. I didn't say I love it. I was like, I'll wait till when the rated R movie, the part 2. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. I'll probably just wait for the rated R version of that. And I remember but finishing watching the first one. I was like, I like the robot guy, the guy who looks like Conan, and the lady with the 2 swords. And they barely had any screen time. They were 5 minutes maybe with each time. And I was like, those are
I couldn't tell you a single one of their names, but they were kind of cool.
I just remember the girl because she's on the cover of the movie.
Yep.
Sophia Boutella?
Cora. And I also that sticks in my head because Cora, Legend Cora, like Avatar. So that stuck in my head.
But I'll tell you what, I am rooting for that movie to be good, that new one, because when I first heard of Rebel Moon, I was like, I want this to be good, and so I still want the second one to be good.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for it.
I want the director's cut of part 1 to be good because I felt part 1, I was just like,
It's a lot of potential.
Like part 1, the one that we have right now is just like the trailer for the director's cut. It's
and the thing is, if the director's and as we've been saying, if the director's cut of part 1, whenever it comes out, is pretty, like it's actually solid, it actually flows better. We're gonna go, what the fuck, Netflix? What were you doing? Because you basically put a bad taste in people's mouths with starting this new universe by putting out this first cut and then making us wait months for the director's cut when you could have just put out the original.
bullshit.
Yeah, because I get it, because they're just trying to build off that Snyder cut thing and like, oh guys, there's a Snyder cut. No, give us the because they said do what you want, Zach. We want a kind of cut down version.
What annoys me is the fact that like the director's cuts apparently aren't coming out till August. I would have had the director's cut.
You know when they say like, oh, it's coming in summer and it's going to be the last fucking day of August, and it's like, oh yeah.
Well, I saw stuff online saying August, but I don't know.
Initially he said the summer. Initially he said the summer, but even like again, I barely remember that the part 2 was coming out. So how the fuck?
I haven't seen much marketing.
They've been quiet on it. They've been quiet on it. I think it's because they're going to wait to use all the effort on the actual director's cuts later on.
Right.
Let's not spend because they weren't even doing critic screening for part 2, and if they're doing an early screener for it, it was literally like, oh, we'll get it in your inbox after 12 noon Thursday, but it's embargoed till after
Friday
midnight.
morning. Yeah.
I believe it come out in the summer. If a month before San Diego Comic-Con, I start seeing ads out the wazoo, and it would be a missed opportunity if they don't have a presence there. If you really want to promote your rated R versions, the definitive versions of Zack Snyder,
have a panel with Zack Snyder. Have a panel.
Do it at Rebel Moon. You have a thing outside. You have an activation. You bring out the cast. You go full out. Be like, okay, this is the crowd that you should be aiming towards. If you're not hitting out with the public and whatnot, like there, people will eat it up. If I was there, and I probably will be, but if I'm in town, I have time, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Well, so wasn't it that they had like that Snyder Con or whatever last year where they did like the screenings?
Yep.
Yeah.
Phil was there, right? You were there, Phil?
I was there. Yes,
he was there.
As was I.
Yeah.
It was
Did they
incredible.
Did they do any marketing for like Rebel Moon with those? Or no.
No.
They talked about Rebel Moon. They didn't really market Rebel Moon.
Because it was all about mainly the big thing, the Snyder cut and IMAX.
Right. I'm surprised he didn't want to like mention. I have Rebel Moon and then all.
I mean, he probably did, but like he probably did, but like at the time. They weren't ready to release, so they
they talked about it, but it wasn't like the focus of that specific event.
And because of some of the talent I think that they had there too, and some of the events, it was like we'll keep it focused on these films, ASAP, everything.
We do have to say goodbye to Behind the Kernel. I'm just getting prepared when you leave there, buddy. I'm just ready for the bit.
Take care, guys.
See you, man.
Bye.
Hanging out.
Guys.
Why?
Man, who the fuck
was that guy?
Person?
Are any of y'all going to check out the Ministry of Ungentlemanly War?
I've seen it.
I'm so glad. Okay,
I've
cool.
seen it.
Cool.
Yeah,
what did you guys? I saw it last night. What did y'all? What do y'all think?
I got a screener yesterday. It was good.
I'm seeing it tomorrow. I can't wait.
I haven't seen it. It was dope.
It's like watching the Gentleman TV series and then watching that movie because it wasn't even 2 hours. It was one of those like, all right, we start at 7 and I'm like, it's not even 9 yet and the movie's already over.
So
I mean,
I've heard it's great. I need to know one thing. How's Alan Richardson? I need to know how. Like, is he?
He's
fantastic.
He's great.
He's hilarious.
He's not really
It's
in the
like
marketing
that-
much, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I hope he's in it, like a fair amount, or at least I hope.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I
it's
just
just
saw,
like
like,
that.
a little-
It's centered around like the trio, like Henry Cavill, Alan Richardson, Henry
And
Cavill.
Isaac.
It's
Okay.
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just saw a little like featurette that they put on their like Instagram or something where it was like Henry Cavill and Alan Richardson talking about working with each other, and it was like kind of like a joke. Like Alan Richardson is like, yeah,
Crazy.
Henry's great.
Henry?
You know, Henry's great. He's a great guy to work with, and Henry's like, Al has no idea what the fuck he's doing. Like Al's terrible at his job. Like,
They resurrected Alex Pettyfer for the film. I was like, okay, I haven't seen this dude. I don't know if he was in actor's jail for a little while after Magic Mike, but I didn't see him for a while.
Complain though that Henry Cavill and Alan aren't in the movie nearly enough. Is that accurate or no?
No.
Who the fuck is complaining about that?
Weirdly, the movie it just breezes by, and it's mostly action.
Paced pretty well.
Really, truthfully, I was kind of surprised by how much. It's like, all right, we're just popping Nazis, we're just shooting here, shooting there. There's a really interesting story, kind of at like the core of it, especially this whole was this the inspiration for James Bond? And
I've been hearing that rumble a lot.
Yeah,
I mean,
young
really,
Ian
really
Fleming.
the structure. Yeah, right. Like really, just the structure of the movie is like the opening bit, and then you get Henry Cavill saying, "I want a team," to build out the team, and the rest is just action.
And I like it, and weirdly, in a way, just like I guess maybe watching the Gentleman TV series, I almost would have because I don't know, when the movie ended, I was like, oh, I want a little bit more time with these guys, or I want for the story at hand and the impact of hey, we're trying to free up the Atlantic Ocean so the Americans can join the war. There was a part where they definitely. I'm not going to say the reference Inglourious Bastards. It's hard not to think about Inglourious Bastards while you watch, though, too, because we're killing Nazis. But obviously, there was a far more emotional, pull to that movie, and the one thing maybe I was missing from the Ministry of Gentlemen or whatever was just I don't know. By the end, it was cool. We're getting the mission done or whatever, but I needed a little more impact. I don't know, because or maybe it's a story worth kind of detailing, or maybe if they have a plan to keep doing shows or things with these guys, I don't know, because it's a talented crew, they're enjoyable to watch, and if this really is a James Bond-esque deal, I'm like, okay, I can see Guy Ritchie building out a few more of these based on some historical events and whatnot. But
what you say, Andy?
A couple of things, yeah. I mean, I'm just looking forward to laughing because it just seems like a really fun and funny movie. Like this,
it's hilarious.
The scene in the trailer where he walks in on the guy and he starts laughing at his joke. It's very good. And he starts spraying them. I'm like, done. I'm sold. I can't wait because I still laugh and die laughing every time I see that in the trailer. But also, I have a question about how much is Carrie Elwes in the movie?
A decent bit, actually. I didn't know he was going to be in it, actually. And then I was surprised by how often he kind of kept popping up. He's great.
Yeah, he's in it quite a bit.
I love the character posters. Have you seen the character posters of this movie where it's keep calm and Carrie Elwes? Keep calm and Katarn. I think they're on their Twitter or something. They're hilarious. It's that sets the tone for the movie right there.
I'm they got to be better than the Argyle posters.
Jesus.
I didn't even watch that movie. I had no desire.
It's fascinating. Because at the very beginning of the movie, you're like, oh, this could be really enjoyable. I know this probably is not the movie. This is the book or whatever we're hearing, but I was like, this is fairly entertaining. And I'm like, I'd love to see Henry Cavill and Dua Lipa interact for the rest of the movie. And then they're
it was weird to me because half the marketing was just the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Right. Of course it was, yeah.
Because Dua Lipa.
I'm not going to spoil what it is, but there's this whole setup at the end. This weird figure skating moment.
Oh,
is all I'll say.
I like Argyle. I'm not gonna lie, I like it.
I like half of it.
That's fine. That's fine. But thinking of what Matthew Vaughn has already done in his movies, and like, all right,
that's probably it. I haven't seen the Kingsman movies.
Fantastic.
So I just have fun with it.
You're doing yourself a major
bro, you gotta watch the Kingsman.
Yeah, watch at least the first.
I literally own the
first
first Kingsman on Blu-ray. I got it for like $5. I just haven't watched it yet.
Well, rectify that situation.
I'm being a dumbass. I don't know. That's what I do.
Because what they said in Argyle too is there were tons of, not that it was supposed to be rated R, but much like in the Kingsman, it's like, all right, tap to the dome.
It should have been rated R.
Headshot.
Argyle would have been better.
And they kept going to the MPA, and it's like, just because you're not showing blood doesn't mean you can still just like pop someone in the head and like show the entry wound, and it was like, we really have to cut that out. And so they had to edit a whole bunch of stuff around that. And then Matthew Vaughn's just like, it's like Phil and I right here. It's like, what if we just had an explosion of colors and smoke while people fought?
And there's fun music playing in the background. Yeah,
it was just like, nah.
From James
I did think like the constant needle drops and stuff got a little ridiculous after a while, but like I don't know. I just thought it was fun. I like Sam Rockwell, Bryan Cranston.
Well, then you're gonna watch the Kingsman and be like, wow, that was actually fun.
I can't wait to watch it. I just have to.
I feel like James Gunn mainstreamed needle drops in movies. Like I swear to God, I think, and sometimes
I'm
they work.
sure that someone else probably did, but I'm going to agree with you because anytime I think of a needle drop, I just think of everything that
he has the most memorable
Guardians did.
Like,
there
have been needle drops, way before Guardians, but I feel like
Guardians was like, but using it's like 8 in one movie.
Well, Tarantino's had quite a few needle drops in his movies.
Edgar Wright, to me,
Edgar Wright, yeah.
Edgar Wright, okay, fine.
Edgar Wright has like
his needle drops,
needle
and
drops.
the way
he does.
Edgar Wright used it in Baby Driver. To me, that's my favorite movie of Edgar Wright. Hello,
yeah, I mean, music is like almost a story in Baby Driver. It moves it forward so much.
Sometimes it works. I think Baby Driver pretty much capped on that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just still salty about the Mario movies. Needle drops.
Ain't no bread.
Dude, man, what a fucking waste. You have just the most extensive library of 8-bit and incredibly recognizable songs for kids and adults alike. And you're like, nah, let's use I Need a Hero. Let's plug
there was a score for all those scenes.
The kids are going to love this. And I'm like, nah, this is where we need the Michael Jordan, fuck them kids.
Yeah.
I don't care what the marketing
I can't wait to hear Ice Spice in the next Mario movie.
What were you
that shit slaps.
What were you saying, RJ?
No, I was just saying that they had a score. Like they even had like a Grant Kirkhope, I think, composed.
Really?
Movie, and like they cut all
you can hear bits and be like when he's in Mushroom Kingdom or whatever, you hear like bits and pieces of the music.
Put it in the background.
Then they re-released the score and it was like 1,000 times better than what we actually got.
It's like, dude, the whole, obviously the Suicide Squad, the first one, we went from having a real soundtrack to like, nah, what if we just had songs we'll make for the movie and then some other like, and we just need a bunch of needle drops because we got to get Rick Ross's bag, we got to get all these people like that
I synced up one of the tracks from the Mario score to the I Need a Hero scene. I did that like a while ago, and I saved the videos on my phone, and it just makes it so much better. It's just.
I'm not gonna like it should. Way better. It feels like it should.
I got excited because Shane is 100% right in chat. Low key, Scorsese's got some crazy needle drops too. It is mostly Rolling Stones, but they're fire.
Yeah, I think it Departed.
I was gonna say the opening of The Departed with "Give Me Shelter." Oh my god, it gets me aroused.
Do that again, Draven.
Hey. I love how Tarantino used the Stones in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood when he lit up all of old school Hollywood. I was like, oh, that's glorious.
Oh, he used California Dreamin' too when they're driving down the boulevard. Oh my god!
It was from
low-key Draven looking coked out right now.
Who here?
Brothers on a bender.
Here.
Wait, what'd you say?
Anybody see Monkey Man?
I haven't.
Devin Tell's movie.
I want to though.
There's like 2 needle drops in the film. One of them is just so on the nose. They're like, we're gonna use Roxanne's "Put on Your Red." I'm like, so many filmmakers have used that song. Whatever. I'm like, I'm kind of rolling my eyes when I'm watching it, but it's fine. But then there is a Django Unchained needle drop in the middle of
Good night, Dad.
It's the Rick Ross 100 Black Coffins.
Really? The one I just rapped. I need 100 black coffins for 100 bad men.
And 100, bro, for like 10
Lady
seconds.
scene.
For 10 to 20
That shit is hard.
It is. And so I'm like, all right, Dev Patel. I'm like,
That's
I don't know
dope.
what we're doing.
Oh, I'm gonna
here,
go
but,
see it now for sure.
That's what I love about James is that like when he does his soundtrack is that there's most stuff that I don't like know the songs and I'm like I come to love and whatnot and I know. I don't know. I think that the variety that between them three, Tarantino, Gunn, right? It's fascinating. Like some use more better than others, but I agree. Sometimes it feels like now it's a marketing bit at one point. It's like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, like featuring it's like it's like Barbie's coming out. It was like the trailers like featuring the soundtrack. It's like part of the marketing. But also,
from the man who brought you Uptown Funk.
But that Dua Lipa song is a bop.
But also, I feel like
you put Dua Lipa on a song that's a hit.
You put Dua Lipa on anything.
One hit is all it takes, my guy. One hit, one kiss.
Fall in love with me. We're gonna be wrapping up soon, but Phil's got to head out right now. Thanks for being here, man.
Of course, man.
Thanks for the pleasure. Bye, Phil. Bye.
Arrivederci. Who the fuck
was
that
guy?
Who
the fuck was that
guy? I also ding movies when they use the same song twice. No, I ding that. Like the two examples that come to my head are Thor Ragnarok and The Batman. Both movies use the same.
Something in the Way is fire.
Good song, but I mean, like, okay, it comes in at the end. I'm like, we've heard this song already. We heard it.
Wait, which song or which movie for Something in the Way?
The Batman.
Oh, okay.
That shit is. Ooh.
That was.
It's a nice beginning and bookend, I think.
Yeah.
Stranger Things season 4, the same thing too.
I just love all they did with like violin, like
Stranger Things 4. That made sense because it was actually like a plot device. It actually worked. It was part of the story.
But
that made
sense.
Is with,
but
like,
the thing
kind
is
of is in the Batman
Thor
too.
Ragnarok.
No,
I like how they did with Thor Ragnarok because it was like two like badass moments. But I don't know.
But it's like looking back now, were they badass moments? Like, and this is that side of like
for Thor.
Thor just deserves so much more.
No,
Hulk deserves so much more.
I'm sorry, when Immigrant Song came in at the second time, it killed that scene for me. I was getting so jacked up when he came down. I was like, and then Led Zeppelin started. I was like, and then Led Zeppelin started. I was like, no.
I love that movie, so I'm gonna fucking be biased to it.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone's hating Ragnarok.
Ragnarok is fucking
big Carl Urban guy.
Yeah, Ragnarok.
That movie is so fucking good.
Yeah, I don't know why people are shitting on Ragnarok now.
It's okay. It's okay. Phil's gone. We can love it now. It's okay.
Yeah, it's great. It's one of the best Marvel movies.
I don't care if Taika Waititi is a jackass. It's a good movie.
Yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder doesn't make Ragnarok bad. Like just because Love and Thunder wasn't good, but it's like everyone's running with it now.
It's not great. It's not shit. It's just it's good.
What Phil earlier was saying,
the best Thor
Zack
movie.
Snyder's
by
Justice
far.
League, best superhero team-up movie. I'm inclined to slightly agree. Big Snyder fan and was obviously there for the IMAX event for it. But I don't know why X-Men, especially watching 97 now, has been on my mind. First Class, tons of fun. Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past is a 10 out of 10.
I love that movie.
Days of Future Past is a 10 out of 10.
It's to just everything. It's
X-Men
incredible.
2.
Don't you
Don't
love
forget
X-Men
X-Men 2.
X-Men 2 is also good. But Future Pass is gas.
I mean, like
that and Logan are the best
X2
X-Men
and
movies by far.
Yeah.
Don't you guys love though how
X-Men
Days
First
of Future
Class
Past set them up for like amazing X-Men movies, and the one right after that was just a big steaming pile of crap.
Yeah,
that would be
We're
crazy.
gonna bury Oscar Isaac under $1 million of prosthetic. And
Days of Future Past was actually my #1 movie of 2014.
Nice. That's a great movie. That's a solid pick. Yeah. That's a very solid pick for that year.
I'd have to see what else came out, but that would definitely be awesome.
I feel like it transcends the
Kingsman came out.
the genre a little bit.
Oh yeah, Kingsman, 10 out of 10 peak cinema.
Hey, well, you know what? That was 2014 was a wow. You got
didn't Interstellar come out in 2014?
Interstellar.
That's my number one.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes that year.
Gone Girl.
Oh, Dawn of the Planet.
Dawn of the Planet. You had How to Train
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is fucking
gas. How to Train Dragon 2. You had Captain America: The Winter Soldier was that year as well.
That's like the classic and the second film in the trilogy. Just like
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is literally a masterpiece.
There's so many 10s.
That's why when I heard Matt Reeves was doing Batman, I was like, dude, if you can have fucking monkeys riding horses with AKs, like, yeah.
Why can't that be in the Batman too?
I was gonna say.
Hey man, I'm cool with Robert Pattinson fighting off Koba, bro. Bring it on. Let's see it. Bring him back from the dead. Zombie Koba versus Pattinson. That's
so
lit.
much filmmaking in the Batman. Like the very beginning of the Batman, just thinking about when you were talking about bookending the songs.
Dude,
when
it's
the drop head mugger is looking into the alley.
Who are you supposed to be?
No, I'm talking like early, and he sees the Bat logo up there.
Oh yeah.
Hands in even further, like what's out there in the dark. Dude hits him with the car. I'm like, there's so many moments that he just builds tension so well.
It's the best opening to a Batman movie, and that says a lot because the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises have insane opening scenes. But the Batman's better.
I don't know if the comics. I mean, the comics maybe have covered this at one point, but the idea of like criminals are constantly looking in the.
They're shitting themselves.
Nah, man, not tonight.
Like when they're graffitiing the thing and the fucking paint can just rolls into the alley, and they fucking like run.
Well, the thing is, throwing the Powerball and running into him.
The dude with the watermelon on his head, like running into a car and getting hit by a car because he sees the bats, and like, dude, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then when he starts walking out, his boots are shaking the theater with bass. I was edging again. Like it was just insane.
The best scene in the movie is the Batmobile chase scene. I mean,
oh
that
god!
Shit in IMAX, the bass is boosted up. I'm like shitting
peak,
and
peak cinema.
I
lost control of my bodily fluids watching the Batman.
His little Glock.
Yeah, I feel bad for everyone sitting in front of me. They didn't know they were in the splash zone. It was bad. But it was real bad.
What were you trying to say?
I wish.
The point I'm trying to get to, the point I was trying to make,
My
and
bad.
then it went off. Then the tangent went off. Is that the fact is that criminals, they don't know where he is, and the concept of like he could be anywhere. He could be literally right there. You don't know. And I think the fear, like that's all there. Like they're shitting themselves. Like, oh my god, there's a dude. And then the way he comes out of the darkness when he first shows up, but the idea of like they're constantly like, I don't know where he is because he could be down there. Like, do I want to risk it? Yeah.
Well, what's the difference between you and me, huh?
Well, that's actually what's so great about the Batman is like, he uses darkness as like an element of his fighting strategy, which makes the scene, which I was about to get to. Dark Knight Rises, the scene where Bane's fighting him, he uses that against the Batman. He's like, you think darkness is your ally? I was born in it, and he bests Batman in his own element. I think that may tie into a villain down the road because in the Batman they make a point to say he's coming out of the darkness several times in that movie. That a villain will then use that against him because that is his biggest advantage.
That's why I want Scarecrow. Give me Scarecrow.
It's possible.
Good.
It's possible.
Give me Scarecrow, Bat Reeves.
All I'm saying is
point.
All I'm saying is yes. I'm saying is Greg
I'm
Fraser,
with you, Tyler.
Michael Giacchino.
Oh.
Yeah, Michael
Bro,
perfect.
Michael Giacchino, and Greg Fraser are fucking Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman. They cook. They are. Oh my god, they're fantastic.
Michael Giacchino's score is funny in the Batman. It grew on me. Like now I love it. But
it's my favorite Batman
Michael
score.
Giacchino is
for me, it's
undoubtedly one of the best composers.
The theme, his theme.
Yeah.
Oh my
even
god!
Even Selena's theme.
And the Riddler, every theme is fire. It's so good.
Giacchino rarely misses, honestly. Like if ever.
He's fantastic.
He uses the piano and the violin more than I feel like most composers do, and he hits this emotional resonance that's like. Everything he does just hits you in the heart, and you're like,
think about just the rhythm of it. Dun 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 dun. It's simple, but for some reason it fucking hits.
It's like a mix of The Dark Knight, like Hans Zimmer, with like a little bit of animated series vibes, and it's just like with Danny Elfman, like it's just like a mix of everything. It's beautiful.
Johnny, you nailed it.
It's fantastic.
It's pretty much like Nolan meets a little bit of the animated series.
Yeah, it's so good.
Also, some really great up and comers, the 9 Inch Nails guys. I mean, they're not really up and comers.
They're up and coming. Yeah,
you might have heard of them. They've been in a couple movies now.
Yeah, up and coming.
Yeah, they may have won an Oscar or two.
Little social network action.
I mean, they're still like making their splash for like movie scores and whatnot, but like, they're fire.
I think let's wrap up the show talking about this because this has not been discussed really yet on the show.
Mon Paul.
Team Batman.
I don't think James Gunn has confirmed this, right? He's not confirmed.
No, that's right. Until we get his post that says this is true.
Well, tomorrow is Superman Day. It's the day that the first issue, I believe, came out. So there's rumors that there might be a suit reveal and some announcements tomorrow. So he may be waiting for tomorrow to announce it.
And he's got 17 Pez dispensers that he's posting pictures of. So I know what you mean though. The 18th.
Yeah, the 18th.
It feels like he's teasing something maybe, but
coming back to the casting though, because I don't know either of these actors who've been cast.
This was a big head scratcher for me. I was
So,
like, wow, that really did nothing for me.
Bro, it's Otis from The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
I know
the guy before, but the lady
because
playing
he
Martha
was-
Kent, never seen.
He was the guy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Pa Kent, the guy who might be playing him, he was the priest and the friend of John Constantine in the Keanu Reeves Constantine movie.
Yeah, he was in that movie. Yep.
How long ago?
Wait, Otis from Walking Dead, is that from season 2, the one that Shane
Yeah, the one that changed
him? That guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
I'll give it a shot.
I like it. They don't. I don't know them. They're not the A-list.
I think that's the best part about it. He went for actors that you may know about them, you may not, but he's trusting
zero
them.
star power for this movie. Is what they're
I
saying.
mean, the one name
there is
you
some,
have
though.
Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
You have-
there is some. It's not like, but he's
Rachel
not.
Brosnahan's a name.
Yeah, but I think that's the beauty of it. Because imagine if he cast A-list actors that you've seen in a ton of other shit.
They need to make money though.
I mean, if we're being 100% honest,
They'll make money just based on the gun and
Superman
alone.
money
They'll
like
make
other
money.
heroes.
Don't
though.
worry
Superman
about that.
doesn't make money. No,
Superman
but
money.
Superman proven. They have not made the returns that Batman or some other heroes have.
And if we're being honest too,
like they do decent at the box office, they'll make their money back. But it's a hard character for people to really.
Also, think about this too. You
get
cast
into
all
it,
A-list actors. That's more money that's going to them instead of your actual budget.
That too.
Just to
And
be
then-
honest.
Marketing budget.
I love Kevin
Yeah.
Costner and Diane Lane. I think that's who are
Yeah,
playing.
Diane
Bob.
Lane, yeah.
I
Diane Lane,
love
yeah.
those actors. And it was a cool to see them like, oh, they're the cancer one up, but it was just like I couldn't
Fishburne.
imagine how much it costs to get them and whatnot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like
I mean, I would have
watching
loved
like,
Brendan Fraser, but
you don't really see Pa Kent, you see Kevin Costner. Like you don't.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like
Yeah.
you got to think about the bigger picture too, because like if they would have cast A-list actors for a lot of these roles, I mean, Nicholas Hoult, people really know him, but the thing is like you cast A-list actors, a lot of people are gonna be like, I don't see Clark Kent, I see that actor. Like, oh, I don't see.
Well, that's
Lois
what I was
Lane.
gonna say. Is like I didn't know who Henry Cavill was before
Yeah, no
Man
one
of
did.
Steel.
Yeah.
Like,
I
so
know
what
who
does it matter?
that was
I actually know who David Cornsweet is before Superman. So
Yeah.
I'm
watched-
having to reverse because I love Pearl. So I saw him in that. Great actor.
He's really good in that Hollywood series on Netflix.
I want to watch that
Um,
before season Superman comes out.
But I
Yeah,
watched that
wait.
Greatest Hits movie that he's in, but he's in it for like
Yeah.
5
There's a
minutes.
scene in
And
Hollywood
there's-
Land, that series that he's in, that like
He
sold
references
me on
yeah,
his,
talks
on
about
his
Clark.
on his
Yeah.
Clark Kent. I was
Yeah.
like,
That's like the scene that
There
went
he is.
viral. when
He's
he was
just the
cast.
aw shucks G, like, Pearl, come on. We can do this together, and I know we can make it work. And
No, I remember his scene in Hollywood went viral when he was cast because he was like, "Oh yeah, here's the scene that shows how good he's going to be as Superman." I'm like, "Yeah, now I want to watch that series." It's on what, Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lex is gonna call it Pearl.
Watch out, Pearl is fucking
Well, there's
crazy.
Did you guys?
She got
there
that
was a
kryptonite
video-
axe.
There was a video that got posted on Twitter from one of the DCU news accounts where they found like a video. I don't remember what the actress's name was, but she was talking about like she loves collecting books, and they posted like a little video of her talking about like her book collection. I'm like,
oh, that's the Ma Kent actor.
Yeah, the Ma Kent actress. I'm like, she sounds like she's a little old lady from Kansas. Like she's like,
So
I don't
it's
know why.
perfect. So it's perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
like she acts and sounds like a little old lady. I was like, okay, that
Mark,
works.
honey.
I remember someone
grab
made
the
a joke
paper.
someone made a joke on Twitter saying David Cornsweet looks nothing like them. Like he does terrible casting.
Well, he's not. They're.
I know. I was
Yeah.
like,
Hand
People
to
just
the
dumb.
obligatory photoshopped,
Henry
family
like
photo.
Kevin
and-
Costner.
And I also love the fact that people are like, well,
Superman's not actually their kid.
Yeah.
well, yeah. But like,
Spoilers.
Uh,
Spoilers. Come on.
I just love the fact that people are like, they're not Ma and Pa Kent. Do you know the story they're telling? Well, no. Well, then how the fuck do you know that they're not Ma and Pa
Right.
Kent for this
Because they're
story?
actually playing con.
You don't have the answer.
Yeah, they're
I thought the funny thing is people were saying, "Oh, it's a downgrade" because like the guy playing Pa Kent's like a big dude. He's got like he's a big dude.
So what?
Like, I'm like someone said like, "Oh, this is the visual representation of the downgrade." I'm just like, "Come on, guys."
also,
chill
you're,
out."
you're judging way before.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter.
And if he's more heavy set, matters if he's a good actor.
Yeah, that matters. Like,
The only thing I saw was they were like, "Where was he on January 6th?"
that just means, God, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But the
Like,
thing
what
is,
are we
like,
doing?
Why? Pa Kent being heavier just means that Ma Kent's a great cook, which is that's fine. Like, what's the issue?
I want to grow up in that home. You know what I mean?
What's the issue?
More to love. There is no.
Plus,
people are making it a stupid issue.
It doesn't matter what they look like. What matters is if they're portraying a good character, which that's the hope. Like it doesn't. Like I love how people. It's all the Snyder cultist. There's a difference between being a Snyder fan and being a Snyder cultist that's hating anything that's not Snyder.
Right.
Newsflash, I love Snyder's work. I love what he did. There's some things I didn't agree with, but I'm sorry. The Snyderverse is fucking done. I'm sorry.
I'm in the same boat.
I'm sorry. It's
roll
done.
with the punches.
Move on.
You gotta
move
roll
on.
with the punches.
James Gunn is fantastic. There's
I know there's a new Snyderverse with Rebel Moon. I know.
And if it comes back, it's not going to be the main thing. If it comes back, there will be space.
And I'm sorry, it won't.
They made it's something that the people don't, I think, give credit to what the lineup and design for the DCU onward is that they made Elseworlds a brand as well. Where it's like we can do stories there if we want to down the road, but we need to start laying the foundations of like
something new.
Yeah, you can't do that with Plastic Man. I was talking about someone at a screening and someone was like, "No shit, Plastic Man, the real guy," and I'm like, "Matthew Lillard, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen." Twitter called in, and
Ray Porter, who voiced Darkseid in Justice League, he even made a tweet saying like sell Snyderverse to Netflix or something like that. So like,
I did see that.
Here's the thing: it's never gonna happen.
It's
never gonna happen.
I was like,
never gonna happen.
On this,
and Justin Bieber told us. Never say never.
This. I could see more the Sandman series being a part of the Elseworlds or section of that more than them getting to do the Snyderverse in Netflix.
All I'll say about the Ray Porter tweets though is that unless you hear him confirm that he actually tweeted that on like a stream, don't buy it.
Find it. No, I saw it on my feed. I saw it on my feed. Like on my
I was like
shooting death threats at him and something.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying though is that I don't know if like I don't know if Ray Porter like was the actual person who made those tweets.
And even if Netflix bought it, Ben Affleck is not coming back.
That's true.
Like Gal Gadot, she probably would. Jason Momoa,
the only way
Ben Affleck's done.
Snyder was
and Henry Cavill.
I think Snyder was interviewed a couple days ago, and he said, "I'd be down for an animated 2 and 3 of my Justice League," and that's the perfect way to go. All you have to do is
then.
Yeah, I know, but then like something like live action or nothing. Don't compromise.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen.
Because
Netflix would have to pay probably hundreds of millions of dollars for the rights alone. Because on top of that, you're also having to go, okay, DCU, you're doing your own shit, but we need these versions of the characters. They're not going to just give them
Warner
up.
Brothers.
I've seen some.
I think the DCU's in a tough spot though.
Yeah.
If only because the Elseworlds properties between Batman Part 2, the Penguin TV show, Joker, that's where the general interest is. That's what's going to make them like, Peacemaker is the best streaming HBO Max or Max original show.
Yeah, but that's James Gunn. James Gunn is such a huge name right now.
But the Penguin TV series is going to be on the exact same platform, the same way that Peacemaker is, and I got to imagine that the Penguin is just going to far.
You don't know. You don't know that.
I'll say
the thing is,
how many people do you know Peacemaker? Outside of the people who
hey, I mean, he was just in Mortal Kombat, so
it's really not Peacemaker's John Cena.
Some people playing Mortal Kombat are like,
who the hell is
Peacemaker?
Guy who made Guardians of the Galaxy a household name. No one knew who they were, and he made them super popular as any other Marvel character.
He also made Marvel needle dropping. Everybody's joking and.
But I don't know. I could say that for me in Volume 3, he learned that maybe not to joke all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
I think.
He showed some good restraint in 3.
He made us cry over the rocket flashbacks.
Bro, yeah.
Well, even in Peacemaker, right? That show, like, you watch the first episode, it's like, this is, like, really goofy and great. And I think it's around episode 4, they do, like, a big, like, not really a tonal shift, but it starts getting more serious.
How do you make a guy who killed the leader of the team in Rick Flag? And I actually like this version, and it was like more to the comics. You kill him, and you're like, wow, this guy crossed his own team, and he was a likable serial killer. And then you do a whole season of show to be like, yo, maybe there was more to him than just that. Maybe his household, where he comes from, is to that. To make him as redeemed for me, because he's redeemed for me, make that a palette thing to do onward for the character is a huge thing to do. And I always tell folks that the DC is not just Batman. It's not just the brooding stuff.
Thank you.
There's more to it. The fact that we haven't
I just made a tweet about this.
The fact that we still haven't gotten stuff from the Green Lanterns is driving me nuts. The fact that the New Gods is something that people are gonna have to like grasp the holds up, and it's still part of the DC universe.
Ava DuVernay, Tom King were working on that in the Hamada.
That's the older regime.
I love Batman as much as the next guy, but DC has so much more to offer than just Batman. I mean, we have like you said, Green Lanterns. We have Booster Gold coming, Swamp Thing, like these awesome stories.
We
like,
deserve a
Swamp Thing
better
is
Flash
story,
or a better Flash movie.
Like, my thing about another thing about the Superman movie that's coming. This is, to me, just as important as any casting is John Murphy doing the score. I mean, Superman music, let's face it, is among the most iconic in all of film. And so this is the least known composer to score a Superman film, I think.
Yeah, I for sure thought they were going to get Tyler Bates because I love his score for the first Guardians movie and whatnot. Parts of Falling too, but I'm like, all right, I'll give it a try. I
John
like
Murphy,
what he did in
Guardians 3, he did the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So, but really, neither the Suicide Squad. Well, I mean, Guardians 3 doesn't really count because Tyler Bates wrote the theme. But did the Suicide Squad really have like a theme? Like Superman needs a theme.
They had a theme in the opening of the movie when the team is first like gearing up, and then not really. Yeah, that one.
Like I don't. That's the thing. I don't want Superman's theme to have like electric guitar. Like it needs to. Maybe in some action scenes, but Superman needs to be like epic.
Yeah. It can't be John Williams and it can't be Hans Zimmer. That's the tough part about it.
Here's I'll do it. They got John Murphy's less known.
I'll do it. Yeah, Draven, you do it.
Wait, RJ, what are you saying?
Oh, sorry. So do you think they got John Murphy because he's more so going to do like action scene and like the score for the rest of the movie, but the main theme they're just going to use the John Williams theme?
No,
they should not.
No. I mean, that'd be interesting, but
we're gonna go till 12:30 because Jack just showed up, so we'll be here for a little bit longer. But we're gonna wrap it up at 12:30. So
you're fucking late.
Yeah, yeah. Because literally, Jack, before he's joined up, I was actually gonna wrap it up, man. So because I gotta go to bed to go to work. So
I mean, if you gotta go, I don't want to make it.
I don't want you to come on for like 2 minutes. So 12:30, we're hard out. 10. We're done.
All right.
Yeah, we'll be out.
Getting back to it though, we were talking about the upcoming Superman film and John Murphy doing the score for it. And like when it comes to Superman, it's like James Bond, like it needs to have this like in order to be a legitimate James Bond film. Like you need to have the theme, you need to have this and that. Superman's score needs to be orchestral and epic. John Murphy did electric guitar stuff in the Suicide Squad. I'm all down for electric guitar in action scenes, sure, but when it comes to Superman, especially like with James Gunn doing it, he said he's going to be pulling back on the comedy. He's not, which thank God, but not that he's bad at
last thing we need is more comedy.
Did John Murphy do 28 Days Later or 28 Weeks Later? I have a vague feeling like he did one of those movies or whatnot. I could be wrong, but again, it's that fine line of like you can't do what the past has done, and yet it has to sink in and be like there's some DNA close to it and whatnot.
Yeah, he did 28 Weeks Later.
Okay, there you go. I don't know. I hope I can only presume that James knows what he has on his shoulders now. The fact that he's running the studio and he's doing this and he's also still being part of the Peacemaker season 2, it's like I don't think either it'll be one of the greatest like triumphs for him or it'll be a huge kick in the balls. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. Again, what I've been saying from the get-go, you make me care about a goddamn raccoon and a talking tree and a guy named Polka Dot Man, Ratcatcher 2. You got
don't forget Eagly.
And of course.
Rats are the most helpless little creatures of all.
Jack, what happened to Jack?
We should love the rats.
Yeah.
All right, well, stream's over.
So Mike, you gotta head out, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out, man.
All right, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for stopping by.
Take care, Mike.
Bye.
Good night, man.
Bye.
Still here.
Who the fuck is that?
A person.
So with Jack being on the show, we've hit 15 guests tonight. Holy shit.
Wow.
Oh God. 15 fucking people. Jesus.
What's the record as of right now?
I think it's 15.
Really?
Nice.
I thought that we got close to 20 a couple weeks ago.
That would happen if we were literally did like a 4 or 5 hour stream and people were just coming in and out constantly. But I don't feel like it's. I don't know. With 3 hours, it's really hard to do that now.
Maybe it might have been 17. I don't know, but I feel like we've definitely been close to this point before.
No, yeah, we hit 15 one other time a while back when it was a 4 hour stream. So
was it when the
New Year's stream wasn't
the
it?
gal that was doing all the book reviews was on?
I don't remember. It could have been. I gotta go find the tweet because all I know is like there was I was trying to make sure I cut.
Yeah, like you ran out of space on the initial tweet about it, I think, and you had to do like a second tweet, I think, tagging people.
Wait, did I count wrong? Holy shit! Wait a minute.
Oh my god, you're illiterate.
Well, I'm trying to think. Okay, I might have counted wrong. Hold on. Jesus Christ, one. Okay, first of all, okay, we had Mike was here, so that was 8, 9, 10, 11,
Mike
12.
That's where my brain went.
Always watching.
Yeah.
Always watching.
13,
your farm.
14, 15. I think it is. I think it's 15. Yeah.
Nice.
And the thing is, too, we had 2 people from the podcast. Like, was it that good podcast? So they're still from the same podcast. So I'm counting that as 1 because even though it's 2 different people, I'm still counting as 1 because it's from a podcast. So
that's fair.
Yeah, because I'm gonna count them as 1. I don't want to like cheat it. Wait, it is 6.
We don't like stat padding.
Stat
padding.
We don't like Russell Westbrook.
8.
Yo, the Warriors
we
are
averaging triple doubles out here.
Hey, but the Lakers are moving on.
Yeah,
Bring on the Nuggies.
Hey, more importantly though, the LA Sparks.
Cameron Brink. Yeah, I like that.
It's game over.
Mhm.
Game over. And Shanae Gugukwe, bro.
Oh shit.
Done.
I'm a Lakers fan, but then I'm a Liberty fan, so I'm a turncoat.
We did break the record. It's 16.
Okay.
We broke the record. 16. I counted wrong. Yep, 16.
It's late.
Yeah.
By any chance, I don't know if anybody was going to bring it up or why not. But has anybody seen today's episode of X-Men?
No.
So good.
No.
Not yet.
Man. We won't say what
I haven't
happened.
seen a single episode.
Holy shit.
Holy moly.
Holy moly. Yes.
Johnny, when you did the little straight up there, there's it's like the Seattle International Film Festival's taking place in a couple weeks now, and so they just dropped the lineup, and there's a movie called Aggro Shift, and it's Harmony Korine, who did The Beach Bum, and then years back Spring Breakers. But it's I don't know anything about it. They've just got a picture of it, but Travis Scott is apparently in it. And there was this whole deal on Twitter where they were like, it's only screening one day across the world or something like.
And Johnny, I think
I'll be there that one day.
The Weekend is back in Fortnite shop, I think.
Oh well, I have all of the weekends.
I know you do. I'm just saying. I think I saw something.
What the fuck you think I am, dude?
A fake fan. That's what I thought.
No, I'm actually a real Weekend fan. That one I'm not a phony on. And Travis. I'm a fake fan for some things, but I'm also just a flat out liar at the same time. So it is what it is. Yeah. Gotta keep you on your toes.
I'm not sure what's going on Twitter, but we have 374 viewers on Twitter.
Oh shit!
What the fuck's happening?
Hello, Elon.
How many of them are the bots?
It's probably bots.
Probably
bots.
Comrades.
Only 3/4 of them have an OnlyFans, but
yeah, why not? Link in bio. Why not?
Ooh, send all the OnlyFans bots my way. Just kidding. I don't. Never mind.
No, you can't add your own photo. Wait, there's 2 of you. Wait a minute. Well, there was 2 for a second. Whoa, that was weird.
So we had Jack for a second.
Oh wow.
So Jack.
Aggro Drift, I guess, in the sensual experimental elegy by Harmony Korine, spellbinding infrared photography evokes a dreamlike portrait of a tormented assassin.
That sounds like something Travis would be in.
But it's all infrared. I'm like,
that sounds exactly like something Travis would do.
Johnny,
yeah, I'm there.
Johnny, don't ignore the question.
What's the off?
What's the OF? I already told you guys on my stream last time what you guys had to do to get my OnlyFans. Give me the clout and you get my toes. And anything else you want, potentially.
Oh.
Bizzy's honest.
Oh my god, just follow me, please. Watch my god awful streams, please.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay,
tomorrow. So tomorrow, is it true that the Transformers won?
Yeah, Transformers
Oh
won.
Yeah, they're doing
Can't
the
wait.
trailer. They're doing the trailer premiere by launching into space.
Let's go.
Nice.
What are,
I'm
what are
excited
they
to see the
launching into
animation.
space though?
I have no clue. All
Me.
Chris Hemsworth said is that we're
The
going.
All-Spark.
The All-Spark.
That's right.
Sam with Wiki.
I'm excited to see the animation because they've been hyping up the animation, saying it
Ladies
looks
Man
really
217.
Toy Story 4. Josh
I'm
Cooley.
excited.
Yeah. So Josh Cooley, the director of Toy Story 4, is doing this. This is the next project after Pixar.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Well, my excitement just went away.
Oh.
I didn't like Toy Story 4, but
Hey, well, you're gonna love Toy Story 5 then. So.
Make you feel better.
I love Sporky.
Yeah.
Sporky. Give me Sporky.
Isn't it Forky?
I
Yeah.
think Chris Hemsworth is voicing.
Yeah, he's voicing young Optimus. Yeah.
Yeah, Brian.
And Scarlett Johansson is voicing somebody. Yeah.
I'm Bob.
I think Scarlett's voicing RC.
I think.
Dear Lord, I'm
We have let's see. We have Chris Hemsworth as young Optimus Prime. We have Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron.
Yeah.
We have Scarlett Johansson as Alita 1. We have Keegan Michael Key as Bumblebee.
Wait, Keegan Michael Key?
Keegan Michael Key is Bumblebee.
Key and Peele?
That's what well, I got Wikipedia right
Ducky
here.
and Bunny?
But like yeah, I see Keegan Michael Key as Bumblebee. I see John Hamm as Sentinel Prime.
Double
John
soul.
Hamm. Wow.
John
Prime, and I see Lawrence Fishburne as Alpha Trion.
Oh, I'm always down for some Fishburne.
Fisherburn.
I love
Oh,
Lawrence Fishburne.
yeah.
Nick's got to head out.
Additionally,
How to make a dinner. Nick, good to see you guys,
man.
See ya, man.
Yo.
Peace.
Take care.
Bye.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Who the fuck are all these people?
Who in the hell?
Again?
Who the fuck?
The Vault Dwellers.
And additionally, Steve Buscemi has been cast in an undisclosed role.
Steve's also apparently been cast for Wednesday season 2.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be the principal.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy looks like a skeleton anyway, so yeah, like.
I can't remember. Has Buscemi worked with Tim Burton before? I feel like
I can't remember.
I don't know if he has.
I don't know his movies well enough, but I don't think so.
Is Tim Burton confirmed to direct
I'm pretty
season
sure
2?
Tim Burton's coming back for season 2.
Oh yeah,
direct some because he directed 4 episodes. And he directed the first 4 episodes of season.
Yeah,
1.
he's like a producer and he's a director on the
yeah.
series. So
yeah, and that's why of course Jenna Ortega went over to Beetlejuice.
That's what I was gonna say. That's probably with the Jenna relationship blossoming.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's gonna be like a Tim and Jenna verse that's going on.
Oh, there
now,
probably will
Wednesday
be.
Beetlejuice.
I understand the whole situation. There was like a lot of controversies around him. I'm surprised Johnny Depp was not in Wednesday because everyone was like theorizing, oh, he's going to be in it somewhere.
Well, people thought that Johnny Depp was going to be Lester, but he wasn't.
No, but I mean, if he was,
he would have overshadowed Jenna Ortega. I mean,
for 1 episode. But yeah, I mean,
he would have. I mean,
yeah. I see that.
Anybody excited for Abigail this weekend?
No.
Any horror fans?
I'm actually. I'm
gonna catch up on movies.
I'm not going though.
She's Dracula's daughter, right?
Yeah, it's one half of Radio Silence. I think it's Matt Bettolini directing it.
Now I'm really excited.
Love Radio Silence because
Yeah.
I'm a Scream fanboy and also Ready or Not
Ready
is
or Not,
cinema.
yeah.
Melissa
making a
Barrera,
sequel?
R.I.P. Angus Cloud, Giancarlo Esposito. Like I'm fucking pumped.
Yeah, good cast. This is gonna be a stacked weekend. We got we got Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. We have that, but not stuttered like I just said it. But then we have Abigail, and we also have Rebel Moon Part 2. So like
yeah, and then next weekend is Challengers.
With Zendaya. Yep.
And the Knuckles series coming up. Like,
and then after that, I think it's Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling. Oh my god, I can't wait for that. I need more Ryan Gosling right now.
The Knuckles series, like, it's coming. Like, yeah, we're finally kicking it to high gear.
It's weird when movies are coming out, and then when shows are ending and starting. Like Shogun is about to conclude, and then we're still at the halfway mark with X-Men. Fallout is all out, and then in a week and a half,
Knuckles,
Tales of the Empire, Knuckles,
Tales of the Empire.
Tales of the Empire comes out in a week and a half.
Yeah, May 4th.
Yeah, May 4th.
Oh wow,
it's a great gift.
I'm excited for that because we got Barris Offie's story. Like,
it is a great gift to Star Wars fans.
And then Deadpool over the horizon.
I cannot.
He sounded so thrilled, like over the horizon.
Dude, I'm working right now. I'm working.
I'm more
Are you
excited for
working?
the popcorn bucket.
Like I'm
than I am for
actually
the
working
movie.
my real job. Like I'm watching like I'm getting paid for like watching these videos, so I just have to
You're
like
cool.
play them in the background.
You're cool, man.
No, I'm not. But
Throw some
I
sunglasses
want to
on,
get
then
extra
you will
money.
be.
I
Yeah,
gotta-
throw some shades on, boy.
Actually, I
learning
wanted to
about-
ask you guys, but I'm not sure if this got touched on at all.
Who's touching?
No.
Who's
Yeah,
touching?
We're all touching.
I'm about to bust.
Touched by the end of the show. No, I think it was the creator of the Scott Pilgrim show for Netflix.
Yeah,
who
we
talked
did
Fallout
talk about it
show.
briefly. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what you guys thought about like Fallout being a binge, not like a weekly release, because some people thought it should have been weekly.
It showed they had no confidence in it. That's the unfortunate part.
Does it
I'm not
though? Because like with Amazon, what they did with remember what they did with the Boys? Boys season 1 was a binge, then season 2 like nope, weekly.
Well, I think that's going to be for Fallout Season 2. They're going to have a weekly because of the huge response to Fallout Season 1, you know.
And for Has-Been, like with Has-Been, like they released like
Well,
2 episodes.
Invincible Season 1 had they didn't know what was going to happen. They dropped it week to week.
Yes.
So I feel like they should have gave Fallout a week-to-week release. I don't know because I've not seen the show. I don't know how it's formatted in terms of...
It's fire.
I wish they did because I haven't seen anything yet. I don't want to get spoiled.
There's a bunch of fire.
Like, is it built is it built up to end every episode and then like, oh, you could wait a week to like wait, or is it like you just fire?
For me, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, with Amazon, I mean, sorry, since I am like still obsessing hard over Has-Been right now, I can say like after season 1 of Has-Been blew up, like everyone, I think the next season, which is confirmed already, I think they are going to do that weekly and from now on because it's proven itself because it
don't do this. No, we don't need this. No, the huge
No
month
mas.
break and shit. Yeah.
I don't know about Fallout and the rest, but I can. Speak for
I
Has-Been.
think with Invincible season 2, they should never do that kind of release strategy again.
No.
Don't do it ever, because that I feel like
unlike Netflix, like Bridgerton or Stranger Things, where it's like a month break between the two parts, they had like 3 months. Like,
yeah,
God.
Well, the whole reason they did is because the animation, they needed to get something out with Invincible. They knew that people were like waiting and they needed something out, and it's just like. I think they should just waited until like now to drop it. Honestly,
and the marketing didn't help.
Did the
It was
strike
like I
have an
could
effect
barely.
on that?
Yeah, I don't think it was
believe
impacted
so.
by the strikes. I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't the strikes. No,
I was going to say with Stranger Things, I was kind of confused at the way that they did it because they released the first
7,
like 6,
seven,
yeah,
yeah, it was 6 or 7,
episodes.
and then the last 2.
Yeah.
Well,
But
that's
the
what I was
way
gonna
that they
say.
Did that fucked up any nominations because the majority of the top tier performances that were given were in those final 2 episodes.
especially with the last episode being like a 2.5 hour fucking film.
Well, that's why it got
Yeah.
delayed. I think was all
Yeah.
the visual effects. They like didn't have enough time to finish basically the last 2
Yeah, I don't-
episodes.
I don't know if
So
I'm
like, we'll just give
in the
like
minority
basically
here, but
everything except
I
for the
guarantee
finale.
you-
I feel kind of
guarantee you
bad
with
for the
final
actors
season-
though because they got
Oh, yeah.
screwed.
They'll be
for
Dude,
nomination.
fucking Sadie
Well, just-
Sink.
Yeah, her.
Oh, yeah,
her
no,
and,
that's
Oh my
true.
god.
Yeah.
Her and
Dude.
Caleb got screwed for
Yeah,
nomination.
Caleb and Sadie. Yeah, they would have
Yeah.
for sure got
And
nominated.
The show as a
that's-
whole,
you're right.
I think, did too. Like, I feel like the show would have gotten a lot more recognition
Yeah, man.
if
That
those 2 had been
season.
factored in.
I guarantee you
was
those
something
I'm
special.
last
editing those
season.
down now, but oof, yeah.
Netflix
I think it would be awesome if
dragged
they
out
released the
last
last
season's
season,
release.
week by
Guarantee
week.
it.
That would be
I
awesome.
hope they
I
do.
pray they
That would
release
be
it week to
so
week.
cool.
Because I remember the first part is when
Blew over my
the
mind.
song came out for Running Up the Hill, and then for the second part, they released a trailer that had the song in it, and it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, people liked the song, and it became a phenomenon of views. So I don't know.
So fucking fire.
I just have a feeling Netflix is going to drag it out because Stranger Things is like one of their pillars. And they're just kind of like,
Yeah.
they need to milk it out as long as they
Yeah.
can. for
I mean,
that
they've
final
definitely
Take your
talked
time.
about spin-offs. I don't know what capacity
Of course
they
they
would
have.
do them in.
Have they
But
done
they
the?
They have, they have the stage show and
the show. I'm about to
London.
say, yeah, the
Yeah.
stage show.
I didn't hear
So
about
like
that.
they're already milking it a little bit.
Well, I just mean more so in terms of like how they release the final season. Like,
Mhm.
I think I would not be shocked if the final season of Stranger Things became Netflix's first big weekly show, just because
It
they
really
want
should.
it to go
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
for as long as they
I
can.
see that
to
happening
milk
actually.
subscribers.
I can see it.
Because yeah, I mean, think of the subscriber fall off they're gonna have when Stranger Things is done. Like,
they're gonna
that is their killer show. Like,
really
they don't
is.
have another mainstream hit that's even close to Stranger Things.
The first one they had was Orange is the New Black, I think.
I think it was House of Cards actually before that.
Back in the day they had it. They had a few back in the day. They had Orange is the New Black, House of Cards, Stranger Things. But Stranger Things was always the most pop culture
that's why
like
Netflix,
centric.
I think, is just so happy that Wednesday and One Piece took off because
they got one.
is their biggest show overall right now.
But they were neither of them were as big as Stranger
Yeah,
Things.
they're both big, but it's just once Stranger Thing is done, like, dude,
it's kind of
they better have some spin-offs
AMC
lined up,
is a network
otherwise.
right now that Better Call Saul is gone, once Walking Dead's done, AMC's done. They have nothing.
Yeah.
So I feel like
that's why they're continuing to do spin-offs and shit.
Netflix is going to demand, like, hey, you're not done with this yet. Like, you may wrap the story, but Netflix is going to demand
if it isn't Stranger Things itself, I think they're definitely going to want to keep working with the Duffer Brothers.
Well, I think
for sure
with Wednesday, like, it came out around Thanksgiving of 2022. And then it went out of the top 10. And then it went back in the top 10 in January. Like, it just kept going. It just kept getting so much attention. And I think that they're really going to bank on that. I don't like the idea of, like, let's do an Uncle Fester spinoff. It's like, I don't like that. I just like, try to just do season 2. Maybe season 3 and then see. Because I think Stranger Things, they're going to do spinoffs probably. But Wednesday might be there. Yeah, if Jenna Ortega continues to rise and season 2 hits just like season 1, I feel like that's the next thing they're going to really focus on. Because Witcher is going to have a huge downfall in season 4 when they come out.
It's going to be.
It's going to be a disaster.
I'd be shocked if the next Stranger Things season doesn't end with some kind of like door open or like cliffhanger or something. Just be like, oh, well Dustin's got to do this by himself now or something.
I feel like it'll be like
some city to do something.
Yeah,
I feel like it'll be like Avengers Endgame, where like in some ways it does leave a couple doors open that lead into things, but in other ways it does feel like a closing chapter for these characters. These characters because get their closure here. But Thor has his door open. Sam Wilson has his door open.
Steve is still at the video store. What's gonna happen? They're gonna do something.
I think it is kind of tough right now because they're supposed to be playing freshmen in high school or like just finishing up freshmen in high school.
Time skip, I think, between this.
Yeah, but that's the other thing. How are they gonna have a time skip when the episode ended with the world falling? Like, are they just gonna jump a couple years in and they've just been like surviving in an apocalypse?
Well, I think they're doing like Vecna's like recharging right now or something,
That'd
and
be
then
so.
It's going to open Avengers Endgame now. It's like 5 years later.
5
years later. My player is going to enter the real world.
Watch the spinoff be a spinoff about Robin and that one chick.
Oh, Jesus.
Just get a rom-com. Let's get a rom-com instead.
As long as we don't see Elle's sister again, I'm good.
Yeah, that shit sucked.
I feel
season 2, episode 8. Yeah, that shit sucked.
Yo,
that was 7.
They were planning on doing that.
Doesn't matter.
Thank God they didn't, bro.
Yeah, that would have destroyed the show.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I love season 2, but that's always just such a big road bump to get through. It's like, dude, like,
honestly,
why?
2 is.
No, season 2.
I think 2 is pretty underrated.
I think 2 would be my favorite season if that episode didn't happen.
Yeah, like when she walks back in the cabin, like at the end of the.
Because 2's got good shit in it, man. It's just that
acting was so good.
Yeah,
I would argue 3 and 4 they almost got a little too big for their britches, and
3's a little like too comedic.
Yeah,
but 3, I still really like 3. But
I like 3 a lot. Like, it's my.
I love all the seasons.
I like all of them. I just I feel like you could tell when they started to get a bigger budget and when they started trying like new things. I feel like 1 was very like it almost felt like a fan film type thing. Like it felt but I love that. That's what drew me to it at the start, is that it felt very, very grounded, and like even though the budget wasn't super high, it still had a really good aesthetic to it that I feel like hadn't really been captured well recently. And 2 still kind of felt like that. And then 3, I think they got a pretty big jump in the budget.
That
like
Billy Johnny fire, bro.
No, they got,
I love Billy, man.
Oh my God.
I cried like a baby.
Yeah, Billy, bro. He had some gnarly shit. I'm sorry. Like, one of my favorite like villain, or even like gnarly moments is in season 3. Like when those guys like they explode and then their insides
like the rats,
the little rat guys, that's just fire.
And they form the monster. I'm like, oh my god, that is the gnarliest thing. Like
I think that's why season 3 is like overly comedic, because there's some really dark stuff in season 3. I think they're like, we gotta just pump tons of comedy in here to make it better for the kids.
I think 3 was the most gory, 2 was the most scary, 1 was the most mysterious, and 4 was the most
epic,
well-rounded,
big scale, and
like
fantastic.
Hopper versus the Demogorgon.
Oh my god!
Actually, Jack, you nailed it, like right there, like you perfect description.
2 has the best trailer for me. When they use the trailer,
I don't know.
Oh my god! Yeah, and they're in the Ghostbusters costumes and shit.
That was
so good.
I was in all age when they dropped it, and I'll never forget it. That seeing a celebrity freak out over a trailer, which was Patton Oswalt doing the moderation. He was like, "Oh my gosh, the Vincent Price thing!" And I was just like, "Oh my gosh, I love it."
When it first came out, I wasn't interested in it, and then I watched season 1 and 2 back to back.
I was gonna say I wasn't interested with 1 either, but everyone in my dorm was talking about it. I was currently binging Supernatural, so I was like, I'm a little more into this. This seems a little goofy, so I'm like, I'll wait. And then literally everyone in my dorm building was talking about it. And I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. And then the night, like a school night, like middle of the week, I'm like, I'll check it out. And then I watched like almost every episode in season 1, and I'm like, shit, it's like 4 a.m. I'm like, okay, this is better than I thought. I gotta go to class, but I'm gonna finish this.
Season 1 is like almost peak. Like season 1,
it's pretty much a perfect season.
It feels like a cult classic kind of thing. Like
that's when Mike was a good character.
Like
with a hell of an ending.
Tell that they were doing as much as they could to work around a lack of a bigger budget, but it works.
They made it work
well. Well. And it's really, there's just a charm to it that I feel like it's not that the other seasons don't necessarily have that. They do, but I feel like they have it in different ways. Kind of like I was describing earlier, Andy. I feel like each one kind of hits a different thing very well, and then
which is how you lack
in other ways, but it makes up for it too. So I don't. It's
I think season 1 has the best emotional punch still. Like even though Will's okay.
Yeah.
All the scenes with Will still make me tear up when I watch it.
I would argue with Hopper's kid.
I was gonna say Hopper's my favorite character, so that shit kills me.
Season 4 came pretty close though at the end. It came pretty
close. The Max shit made me actually full on cry.
Oh, dude, and like when fucking
I can't see. I was like, oh my god!
Right after Lucas fights that fucking douchebag Jason or whatever his name is, and then he's like watching her get fucking crippled.
Never mind. Four sadder, but 1 is still.
I remember that episode with Sadie, and I remember being like, "Wow, this character was annoying for a lot of people." I mean, I didn't mind her, which is like, yeah, but you're not the OG crew.
She was never one of my favorites.
No,
season 4, she cemented herself. I was like, dude, she might be the best character in the show, low key. Like
one of my favorite reactions was the preview guys and how they were like just holding their gas, being like, and they cut to black. And you just hear them yell, "Max!" She falls down, and they just let out cry. I remember getting up and like, "Okay, she's cool, she's okay." And I was just
the way Caleb improved his like cries for help.
I'm still here.
The best part was Eddie playing Metallica Master Puppets. So just I
feel like I might be in the minority.
That was a pretty badass.
I really don't want them to bring him back. I feel like
they don't need to.
No,
it will destroy.
Maybe in flashbacks, but
like flashbacks fine. But if they're like, just kidding, he's not dead.
Because even though I knew his death was coming, that still hit me too. That got me also.
From a story writing perspective, I could tell probably 3 episodes in that he was going to be like our punch.
Well, it's the Stranger Things curse. You introduce a new character.
They do it every season. Yeah. Bob in 2.
And
the Russian guy in 3.
Barb,
I love the Stranger Things soundtrack.
Lexi. That's the Slurpee.
I didn't think they would do that to Christy. I was like, whoa, and the way she went out. I was just like,
that set the tone for the whole season. It was awesome.
When he got hired for Johnny Storm, I was like, genius.
Yep.
And then the internet had to go through the
internet, of course. The internet.
Okay, if anything, I feel like if people are gonna like be annoying and nitpicky with picking apart the new casting for it, he's the last person they should pick apart. I feel like he's the one that fits the best. Now, I don't know source material, but people can nitpick however else they want. But as someone that holds the original like group near and dear with fucking Chris Evans, I love that one. Like Joseph
Quinn is really up and coming with Stranger Things, Quiet Place Day One, Quiet
yeah.
Place Day One, and
man.
Fantastic Four. He's on the rise. I can't wait to see what he does.
His
I can't wait.
stonk is rising.
Spoil of riches with this cast.
Stonk.
Yep.
Crazy.
Justice
Okay.
for fucking Mike, though. God, they gotta write
Yeah.
him better in the final
Yeah,
season.
they do. Yeah,
Jesus
exactly.
Christ. He was like the best character, hands down. In the
Give me a fucking Argyle spinoff, dude.
Oh my god! No. Did you hear that they
Oh
didn't
my
even ask him
God.
back for season 5?
No.
Yeah, the actor came out and he's like, "Yeah, they never gave me a call. They just
Yeah, no, he's not in it.
Yeah, not in it.
What?
Yeah, he felt kind of out of
get
place,
over it.
though.
I
A
didn't
little
even know
bit.
that.
Yeah.
He felt a little out of place to me. The
I
whole
don't
like
care.
stoner shit.
They'll write him out.
I wasn't really
They say he
rocking with
died
it.
off screen.
Yeah, they'll say it died
Yeah.
off screen or something.
Or he like OD'd or something.
Yeah.
After all the drama he witnessed.
Yeah.
Adios, brochachos. Oh my God.
So, with that being said, we're wrapping up
you
the
meant
show,
12:30
guys.
your time.
Yeah, my time.
Oh, I'm sitting here. I'm like, oh, we got an hour to just.
No, we do
Nah,
not.
hey,
No.
Go do.
Yes.
Let's go for another
make your
3.
money, Daddy.
No. Thank you guys so much for being here on the biggest council of creators so far. 16 guests. Insane. Wow, I'm tired. Anyways, we're going to go into the line. We're going to see where we can find everybody. Ronin, where can people find you, sir?
You can find me at Ronin Unchained on YouTube, on the socials. See me covering the finale of Shogun, X-Men's power moves and whatnot, and keep an eye out for some vlogs down in a few weeks. There's a lot of Star Wars stuff coming down the road.
Yeah, I forgot Tells the Empire. Like that's coming like really fast. Gianni, people find you.
Probably crying about Argyle not being in the next season of Stranger Things and playing fucking Fortnite and listening to music and probably cry myself to sleep about Interstellar. Also, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight. That's where you can find me.
Okay,
Awesome.
RJ, where can people find you, sir?
Resident Justice, YouTube, socials, all that good stuff. I also host Controller Chronicles, which is a video game podcast. It's Controller Chronicles 64 on YouTube.
Great, awesome. Andy, where can people find you, sir?
Find me on YouTube and Twitter at the handle right over here. I'm going to be covering all the movies that are coming out this weekend, so look forward to those reviews.
Yes, please do. Draven, besides eating bread, where can people find you?
You can find me at my Draven channel. At my new house. No, I'm not high. I wish. No.
Okay.
My man.
Jack, where can people find you?
Find me here at YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Maybe not as much Twitch right now, but
It's X.
Who said that?
X, Twitter doesn't
Raven,
fucking matter. I'm there.
Find Jack
you're
everywhere.
there or you're square.
Yes. Thanks to everybody who was on council. Like we had a lot of people jumping in and out, so it was a crazy episode. But we will see you guys next week. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Arrivederci.